Chapter 823 Wherever the Mind Goes, It Reaches. Please subscribe, Beyond This World. In the boundless void, Lin Yuan stood quietly, his gaze serenely observing the many demonic divine masters. And all demonic divine masters likewise cautiously surveyed Lin Yuan. Lord Divine Eye, Eastern Wing Lord, and other perfect demon true lords faintly sensed an endless surge of the power of space-time emanating from Lin Yuan's body, observing the martial ancestor as if observing the immense boundless void. The majestic power of space-time poured continuously towards the deep recesses of the spatial layers, thereby affecting the surrounding time and space, condensing out its own home field advantage. It was just like the relationship between the child of the void and the void's secret realm. The difference was that the void's secret realm of the child of the void came from the realm's creator, while Lin Yuan relied entirely on his own influence. This scene made the hearts and minds of all demonic divine masters on the field tremble, and in the end, they didn't even dare to continue their furtive observations. The aura of the martial ancestor is too terrifying. In front of him, I can't even muster up the courage to strike, thought one perfect demon true lord after another. Thankfully, the great child of the void has no intention of engaging with the martial ancestor, otherwise wouldn't we just be cannon fodder? As perfect demon true lords with mastery over numerous bizarre abilities, death was difficult even if they sought it, but once involved in a fight related to the 10th stage, they could only resign themselves to fate. Too powerful, many times stronger than what my incarnated spirit saw decades ago, Tianji True Lord's scalp exploded, subconsciously moving back. It feels like even the great child of the void is somewhat inferior. I wonder if the martial ancestor has really stepped into the 10th stage? Thinking this, Tianji True Lord instinctively glanced at the child of the void. Whether the martial ancestor had stepped into the 10th stage, these perfect demon true lords couldn't tell. For both Tianji True Lord and Eastern Wing Lord, they could only feel the martial ancestor's strength, and it would require no effort to kill them. That was all. And this, the child of the void could achieve by leveraging the power of the void's secret realm. Therefore, the many demonic divine masters had no way to know exactly what level the martial ancestor was at. To judge the martial ancestor's true power, only the child of the void, holder of the void's secret realm, could be certain. The child of the void also observed the martial ancestor closely in the void. There's no aura of any treasure left by existences of the 10th stage. The child of the void thought to himself. In fact, as soon as he felt that spatial temporal fluctuation, he believed that the possibility of the martial ancestor stepping into the 10th stage was greater than that of the martial ancestor coming into possession of treasures left by existences of the 10th stage. Thus far, the only known 10th stage existence in the boundless void was the creator of the void's secret realm. The child of the void, as the new holder of the void's secret realm, did not believe that the creator had left behind any treasures comparable to the void's secret realm. Even if the martial ancestor fulfilled all sorts of prerequisite conditions for becoming the possessor of a 10th stage legacy treasure, there wouldn't be a 10th stage legacy treasure available to him. But until seeing for himself, everything was unknown. The child of the void only speculated those two possibilities. I have seen the martial ancestor. The child of the void bowed slightly toward Lin Yuan. Without any aura of a treasure left by the 10th stage, it meant that the degree of the power of space-time Lin Yuan emitted was completely on his own. That is to say, the martial ancestor had indeed stepped into the 10th stage, becoming the second 10th stage powerhouse in the history of this boundless void. Such an existence was worth the veneration of this bow from the child of the void. I have seen the martial ancestor. I have seen the martial ancestor. I have seen the martial ancestor. Seeing this, the other many perfect demon true lords did not hesitate to follow the child of the void in bowing to Lin Yuan. Lin Yuan swept a glance at the many demonic divine masters, with no surprise whatsoever. In the face of absolute power, any rebellion is meaningless. The more powerful the demonic divine master, the clearer this truth is. Therefore, the submission of the many demonic divine masters, in Lin Yuan's heart, was completely expected. In fact, even if these demonic divine masters didn't submit, it wouldn't affect Lin Yuan at all. He would simply annihilate all those who didn't submit. And wouldn't all the remaining be those who submitted? The martial ancestor wishes to spread martial Tao, and I am willing to cooperate. The child of the void immediately declared its position. Since Taiyin Sovereign was put forth as a publicly recognized powerhouse by the martial ancestor, that meant that the spread of martial Tao must originate from the martial ancestor himself. Under such circumstances, the child of the void naturally expressed its stance in a timely manner. Although saying so, The spread of martial Tao would enable the beings within worlds regarded as food by the demonic divine masters to grow further in strength, potentially having the capacity to rival demonic divine masters in the future. But the Child of the Void was clear in its heart: if they were to prevent the spread of martial Tao, it was likely that the demonic divine masters wouldn't have a future, as they would be slaughtered cleanly by the martial ancestor. Perhaps the Child of the Void, by harnessing the power of the Void's secret realm, could hide in the deepest recesses of the realm and cling on to life, but for other demonic divine masters, it was less certain. At least the boundless void outside of the Void's secret realm would completely become the domain of martial Tao cultivators, and even a large portion of the Void's secret realm itself would be occupied by the martial ancestor. So, the Child of the Void simply chose to cooperate with the martial ancestor, because even the worst outcome would not be as bad as standing in complete opposition to the martial ancestor. To spread martial Tao, ceding half of the domains within the boundless void and the Void's secret realm will suffice. Lin Yuan slowly spoke, stating his demands. Actually, with Lin Yuan's strength, even if he completely occupied the boundless void, neither the Child of the Void nor the numerous demonic divine masters would dare to say anything. However, doing so would not be beneficial for the development of martial Tao itself. Without the oppression of the foreign evil gods, within the many worlds of the boundless void, those martial Tao cultivators would lack pressure, and the probability of high-level martial Tao cultivators being born would greatly decrease. Not everyone possesses Lin Yuan's against heaven's understanding, able to smoothly break through with just a simple closed-door cultivation. The vast majority of martial Tao cultivators will be trapped before certain shackles for most of their lives. Without external stimulation, they may never step into the next realm in their entire lifetime. Of course, such actions from Lin Yuan would lead to the increased casualties of martial Tao cultivators, with countless martial Tao cultivators perishing in the struggle against the evil gods. But is Lin Yuan a nanny? To fight for half the territory of this boundless void for all beings that are considered food, and then be responsible for their safety? From beginning to end, Lin Yuan had only one goal. That is to spread martial Tao, to let as many living beings practice martial Tao as possible, and to give birth to more high-level martial Tao cultivators. The importance of the latter even surpasses the former. In Lin Yuan's heart, as long as one 5th rank or 6th rank martial Tao cultivator can be born, it is worth the death of 100,000 or even 1,000,000 4th rank or 5th rank martial Tao cultivators. Even if the evil gods in the boundless void could not practice martial Tao, Lin Yuan would be more willing to shelter the evil gods. After all, with their average talent and aptitude, once they practice martial Tao, their starting point would be far beyond what the living beings within the world could compare to. Just taking away half of the boundless void and the void's secret realm. Apart from providing enough pressure for martial Tao cultivators, stimulating martial Tao to develop more vigorously, Lin Yuan also had another purpose, which was to maintain the balance between the evil gods and martial Tao cultivators in the boundless void as much as possible. Once the spatio-temporal fusion rule reached the 6th realm, Lin Yuan could see through the essence of this boundless void at a glance. That is the origin of the evil gods. Evil gods are nurtured from the boundless void, meaning the evil gods are endless. Even if Lin Yuan had the ability to slaughter all evil gods, after tens of millions or even hundreds of millions of years, a new batch of evil gods would still be bred. These evil gods are inherently powerful, even capable of reaching the 8th stage or 9th stage in a short period by devouring their own kind. By then the newly born evil gods, finding that most of the outer space is occupied by weak beings, will inevitably stir up a new war. And Lin Yuan cannot be residing permanently in this boundless void, even though every descent only consumes a third of a strand of world-breaking origin force. But it would still be painful if done many times. Therefore, leaving half of the territory to these evil gods would save Lin Yuan a lot of trouble. At least, the evil gods and martial Tao cultivators can maintain balance, and as the long years pass, under the oppression of the evil gods, martial Tao cultivators will gradually become stronger, and the evil gods themselves also have their own territories. Naturally they won't recklessly fight to the death with martial Tao cultivators. No problem. The Child of the Void didn't even think about it and agreed directly. Half of the territory of the boundless void, half of the territory of the void's secret realm. It seems that the entire evil god clan would lose half of their growth space, but in reality, as long as they can stabilize martial ancestor, a 10th stage existence, it's not really a cost at all. There is another matter. Lin Yuan looked at the Child of the Void and spoke again. Please speak, martial ancestor. Don't say one matter, even if there are 10 or 100, I agree. The Child of the Void put up a very low stance, almost obliging any request. It's just this one thing. Lin Yuan shook his head slightly. He was merely a passerby in this world. As long as the legacy of martial Tao didn't perish, that would be enough. Why would he have 10 or 100 matters? The deepest space of the Void Secret Realm should contain the remnant items of the realm's creator. I plan to take a look. Lin Yuan said, looking at the Child of the Void. Once the spatio-temporal fusion rule reached the 6th realm, many secrets of this boundless void unfolded before Lin Yuan, including the one about the creator of the Void Secret Realm. The deepest space of the secret realm? The Child of the Void was stunned for a moment and then immediately nodded. No problem. The deepest space of the Void Secret Realm indeed contained traces of the realm's creator, but the Child of the Void, having observed for who knows how many tens of thousands of years, still did not understand. Lin Yuan wanted to go and see. Naturally, the Child of the Void didn't dare refuse. Then I will send Martial Ancestor in now. The Child of the Void immediately said. The deepest space of the Void Secret Realm could only be entered by him, the holder of the realm, and no other powerful beings could enter. No need. CTH Novel, F. Iyer. At website on Google to access chapters of novels early and in the highest quality. Lin Yuan shook his head slightly. No need. The Child of the Void was somewhat puzzled. Didn't he say he wanted to go in and take a look? Why not now? I can go in by myself. Lin Yuan stepped out and disappeared on the spot. Once Lin Yuan, who reached the 6th realm of spatio-temporal fusion rule, was within this boundless void. He could be anywhere his mind wished to be. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 824 The Deceased Pioneer of the Mystic Realm, added release, asking for monthly tickets at the beginning of the month. The boundless void is vast and immense, but in Lin Yuan's eyes, with a mere thought, he could appear anywhere. This is an ability that comes with attaining a certain mastery over space and time. Lin Yuan, in the sixfold realm of spatio-temporal fusion rules, has already stepped into the threshold of the mighty. The Void Secret Realm lies deep within the multi-layered spatial layers of the boundless void, surrounded by spatial-temporal mazes. Even for Sect Master Xianxia, who is at level 11 perfect, he would need to rely on a scroll token to enter. But these spatial-temporal mazes cannot stop Lin Yuan. When he was in the 5-layered realm of space-time fusion rules, Lin Yuan could already forcefully enter the Void Secret Realm. Now, in the space-time fusion rules sixfold realm, the entire Void Secret Realm, inside and out, every single area, holds no secrets before Lin Yuan. It's like his own backyard. Even if Lin Yuan wished to, he could completely create a new Void Secret Realm. One that is even more perfect and grander than the original. The 10th stage evil gods of the boundless void, to a certain degree, have also just barely reached the 6th realm in their understanding of space and time. But such 6th realm is based on innate talent. Unlike Lin Yuan, who comprehended the sixfold realm of spatio-temporal fusion rules from scratch entirely through his against heaven's understanding, there is still a significant gap in that respect. Enter by myself? The Child of the Void is utterly astonished. The Void Secret Realm is the result of its creator's painstaking efforts. Even if Lin Yuan stepped into the 10th stage, forcefully entering the Void Secret Realm isn't doubted by the Child of the Void. However, to think of descending into the core area of the Secret Realm without his permission, do they really think that the painstaking efforts of the Secret Realm creator are mere paper? But the next moment, the Child of the Void, the holder of the Secret Realm, vaguely felt the presence of the martial ancestor descending into the deepest area of the Void Secret Realm and appearing without warning at the core. In that process, many spatio-temporal barriers and traps in the Secret Realm, in front of the martial ancestor, didn't even have the chance to be activated, as if the martial ancestor and he himself were both masters of the Void Secret Realm. The Child of the Void's face slightly pales. In fact, even when the Child of the Void knew that the martial ancestor had stepped into the 10th stage, he still was somewhat confident. If the martial ancestor's demands were truly excessive, such as planning to completely enslave him, or having thoughts of killing him to seize the Void Secret Realm, the Child of the Void would definitely refuse. He could just hide in the core area of the deepest part of the Void Secret Realm, where even a being of the 10th stage would not forcibly enter. This was also one of the few pieces of information left to him, the heir of the Secret Realm, by its creator. The creation of the Void Secret Realm was based on the boundless void. Unless one completely surpasses the creator in the understanding of space and time, another being of the 10th stage couldn't entirely occupy the Void Secret Realm. But now, the child of the void realized just how laughable his final trump card was before the martial ancestor. If it weren't for his still retained control over the void's secret realm, the child of the void almost thought the realm had changed hands. Fortunately, I didn't say too much earlier. The child of the void greatly relieves inwardly, thankful that he hadn't immediately agreed to the martial ancestor earlier, instead choosing to use the secret realm as his last resort to negotiate terms with the martial ancestor. Otherwise, the ending waiting for him probably wouldn't have been good. The child of the void has no doubts the martial ancestor would kill him. Among such mighty beings, who doesn't reign supreme? Before the martial ancestor, the previous holders of the void's secret realm did the same. Did the martial ancestor not notice me? Tianji True Lord greatly relieved. Among the numerous evil gods at the scene, he had the biggest connection with the martial ancestor. Not only did he send an incarnation to infiltrate the Tianqing world and was suppressed on sight by the martial ancestor, but he also planned many evil god true lords to ambush the Taiyin sovereign. And given the relationship between Taiyin's sovereign and the martial ancestor, it would be only too normal for the martial ancestor to kill Tianji True Lord. Perhaps in the eyes of the martial ancestor he has never truly acknowledged me. Tianji True Lord doesn't know whether to be glad or disappointed. He considers his wisdom significant, but before such absolute power of the martial ancestor, even the greatest wisdom is pale and weak. In the deepest area of the void's secret realm, Lin Yuan is idly observing the surroundings. Before reaching the sixth realm of spacetime, the Taiyang divine spirit often ventured within the realm, yet still unable to break through several barriers deep in the realm. But now, Lin Yuan just stepped in with a stride. The 10th stage evil gods in mastering the power of spacetime are about the same as the sixth realm, but they are lacking in the finer details compared to the sixth realm, Lin Yuan concluded after observing the void's secret realm for a while. This is the difference between relying on innate talent and solely on one's own capabilities. In the early stages, evil gods could overpower martial Tao cultivators. But as the strength and realm continue to increase, this gap will quickly narrow and eventually turn in favor. But where exactly did that creator of the secret realm go to? Lin Yuan is slightly curious. A 10th stage evil god, existing between level 11 perfect to level 12 in the main universe. Such a mighty life form, even placed in the main universe, could live from the creation to the collapse and destruction of the universe, completing an entire cosmic era. This boundless void has clearly not yet experienced destruction and collapse, as the legends of the secret realm's creator still exist, and the void's secret realm is also present, so theoretically, the creator of the secret realm should still be alive. Originally, Lin Yuan thought that the creator of the secret realm was hidden in some corner, asleep, but after stepping into the sixth realm of space-time fusion rule, Lin Yuan searched the entire boundless void but could not find any trace of the creator of the secret realm. Here. Lin Yuan looked around. He was now at the core area of the deepest part of the void's secret realm, which was a vast desert environment. Lin Yuan was standing in the middle of the desert. In front of him stood several huge stone pillars. Lin Yuan's gaze swept over those huge stone pillars, which retained some information left by the creator of the secret realm, simply instructing the future controllers of the secret realm on some matters. Regarding the methods of refining control of the void's secret realm, and allowing the future controllers of the secret realm to continue to open the secret realm, to elevate the spiritual wills of many evil gods in the boundless void and so on. This creator of the secret realm is rather benevolent. Lin Yuan shook his head slightly. The creation of the void's secret realm offered virtually no benefits for the 10th stage creator. The beneficiaries were all those evil gods of 8th and 9th stage. After all, killing the void creatures within the secret realm can genuinely enhance one's own spiritual will. And the evil gods are already full of various kinds of madness. With strong spiritual will, they are even more likely to maintain their sanity. Soon, Lin Yuan had looked over all the stone pillars, and his gaze fell back on the first stone pillar. This stone pillar had no specific information, only a complex pattern, which Lin Yuan initially didn't pay much attention to. A pattern that connects to a hidden space? Lin Yuan closely observed and finally used the power of spacetime to activate the power of the pathways. Buzzing. A faint suction enveloped Lin Yuan. With Lin Yuan's strength, a single thought could break free from this suction force, but he didn't. Swoosh. Lin Yuan appeared on a mountaintop, and sitting on a boulder in the distance was a figure. The figure wore a gray robe, only 4 to 5 meters tall, and at first glance seemed lifeless like a dry wood, also without ears or nose, having only 5 eyes and a mouth. You must have also stepped into the 10th stage to have discovered this hidden space, the gray-robed figure slowly spoke. So, is this the creator of the secret realm? Lin Yuan looked at the gray-robed figure, realizing it was only a residual image, similar to the programs in the main universe human civilization, triggered by any life form entering it. I do not know what era it is now, but in my boundless void, the emergence of a second 10th stage being is a good thing, a fortunate event, the gray-robed figure continued. The words spoken by the gray-robed figure were not a language but mental vibrations, comprehensible to any living being. A second 10th stage? Lin Yuan's expression was unchanging. After stepping into the 10th stage, I could feel the suppression from the boundless void, and also a fear from distant ages hence. I will die if not now, then later. The gray-robed figure said. Lin Yuan listened silently. Even in the main universe, as long as one has not made the ultimate leap to free oneself from the shackles of the river of time, even the most powerful life forms will die. It's not a matter of lifespan, but when the universe collapses and destroys, the river of time will also collapse, and then all lives within it, unless they have broken free from the river's shackles, will be destroyed alongside it. The fear of death that the creator of the secret realm felt likely came from the end of this boundless void and the river of time entering destruction in a distant future. My intuition tells me, if I want to continue to live, I must attempt that step. The gray-robed figure said, his tone revealing a slight fluctuation of anticipation and fear. That step. Lin Yuan pondered internally, which probably meant the ultimate leap, but as there were no predecessors in this boundless void, the gray-robed figure had no idea what realm he was actually trying to break into. So he referred to it as that step. Attempting that step, I feel it's extremely dangerous, but without attempting, I'm sure to die, so I have no choice, the gray-robed figure continued to speak. It likely failed, Lin Yuan thought to himself. Now he finally understood why he could not find any trace of the creator of the secret realm throughout the entire boundless void. Attempting the ultimate would take one's everything, including the life marks imprinted in this void, completely out of the river of time, and if it failed, one would totally disappear without leaving any trace. If the creator of the secret realm had succeeded in the leap and become ultimate, he definitely would have returned to the boundless void. Xianxia the Nelfer. Net website on Google to access chapters of novels early and in the highest quality. Now, after such a long time without any news of him, it can only mean failure. So before attempting the leap, I decided to leave something for this boundless void, spent my energy to create this void secret realm, and penned away the interstitial life forms outside the void. And, the gray-robed figure looked at Lin Yuan, I have also prepared a gift for you, consider it a congratulatory gift. The gray-robed figure gradually dissipated. Lin Yuan stood there, plunged into silence. Attempting the ultimate, if it fails, means complete destruction without any trace left. The creator of the void secret realm, a 10th stage evil god, had a foundation even above those level 11 perfect legendary life forms of the main universe, but he too failed in the ultimate attempt. All his everything disappeared, leaving only a solitary void secret realm. Will I also end up like this in the future? Lin Yuan thought quietly to himself. But in the blink of an eye, Lin Yuan shook his head slightly. He was different from the creator of the void secret realm, who had no one before him and had to forge ahead by himself, where failure was all too normal. Lin Yuan was backed by human civilization, with the experiences of many supreme beings and some precious means to enhance the likelihood of making the ultimate leap. The chances of success were definitely much greater than those of the secret realm's creator. Most importantly, Lin Yuan was currently only at the 10th stage, and when he steps into the 11th stage, his foundation will undergo another comprehensive transformation, equally enhancing the opportunity to make the ultimate leap. Utilizing his against heaven's understanding, Lin Yuan couldn't guarantee he would definitely succeed in making the ultimate leap. But he could definitely maximize the chances of making it. So the creator of the secret realm also left a gift? Is it a congratulatory gift? Lin Yuan looked towards the boulder where the gray-robed figure was, which also contained a vast space. When Lin Yuan sent a sliver of his will to probe into it, his expression slightly changed. These. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 825 Understanding the Void, Happy 61, please subscribe. This gift. Lin Yuan swept his gaze over the vast space inside the huge rock, his expression slightly solemn. The gift prepared by the creator of the secret realm was in celebration of the next existence at the 10th stage under the boundless void. He paid great attention to this, and naturally, the gift was also very precious. Even Lin Yuan was somewhat surprised. However, in some ways, Lin Yuan could also be considered an existence at the 10th stage. Accepting this gift was only natural. Lin Yuan scrutinized every detail of the space inside the huge rock and finally nodded slightly, saying, "A total of 678. Indeed. The gift prepared by the creator of the secret realm was precisely the void creatures. Moreover, they were void creature monarchs at the peak of the 9th stage, all 678 of them. At this moment, they were all neatly sleeping within the vast space of the huge rock. CTH Novel IR. Net website on Google to access chapters of novels early and in the highest quality. Void creatures are not life forms from the boundless void, but rather from outside the boundless void, between dimensions and dimensional gaps. Therefore, void creatures are also known as gap life forms. Killing void creatures can enhance one's spiritual will. The stronger the void creatures killed, the greater the increase in the spirit will index. Among them, the monarchs of the void creatures undoubtedly provide the best improvement to spiritual will. Lin Yuan still remembered when he killed his first 9th stage void creature monarch. It directly increased his spirit will index from 12 million points to nearly 20 million points. A single void creature monarch directly increased nearly 8 million points of spiritual will, on top of the base of 12 million points. Such an increase, even within the main universe, was unheard of by Lin Yuan. Lin Yuan even speculated that if his spirit will index wasn't 12 million points but instead 1 or 2 million points, would killing that 9th stage perfect void creature monarch have directly soared his spirit will index to 12 or 20 million points. The higher the spirit will index, the more difficult it is to improve. From this, one can see how valuable a 9th stage void creature monarch really is. Unfortunately, 9th stage void creature monarchs are too rare. Lin Yuan's Taiyang divine spirit had ventured through the void secret realm for hundreds of years and had only encountered that one. Now with Lin Yuan's fusion of time and space insight reaching the 6th realm, he can see through the entire void secret realm at a glance, and so far, he has only discovered 4 void creature monarchs. 2 of them are only at the 8th layer, and the other 2 are at the 9th stage. These 4 void creature monarchs are all hidden in extremely secretive locations within the void secret realm, locations that even the perfect demon true lords might not discover for tens of billions of years. But now, a full 678 void creature monarchs, quietly sleeping within the space of the huge rock. And these 678 void creature monarchs, all at the 9th stage, and at the peak of the 9th stage at that, any one of them is enough to significantly elevate Lin Yuan's spiritual will over the only one he had ever killed. Such a grand gesture! Lin Yuan couldn't help but exclaim. So many void creature monarchs. It's likely that since the creation of the void secret realm to date, all the existing void creature monarchs combined wouldn't match this number. Even the child of the void, the controller of the void secret realm, has never seen so many void creature monarchs. Otherwise, he would not have become the creator of the secret realm, presenting a congratulatory gift to a 10th stage existence of later generations. At least in the creator's eyes, so many void creature monarchs could have a significant effect on a 10th stage existence. That's right. Lin Yuan thought for a moment, his expression pensive. The original creator of the void secret realm had gathered many gap life forms from beyond the boundless void, and he definitely kept on hand the highest quality batch of those gap life forms. And this accounts for the hundreds of 9th stage perfect void creatures currently inside the huge rock. With my current strength, I can also briefly escape the boundless void and touch the gaps between different dimensions to capture those gap life creatures. Lin Yuan touched his chin, thinking to himself. After reaching the 6th realm of fusion of time and space insight, he felt that he could break free from the shackles of the boundless void, following the void secret realm to the dimensional gap areas. Never mind. It's too time-consuming. Lin Yuan quickly abandoned the idea. Originally, for the creator of the secret realm to capture so many void creatures, it took countless years, far beyond hundreds of billions, with an average of tens of millions of years needed for a single void creature monarch. Lin Yuan's current strength, indeed, is somewhat stronger than that of the secret realm's creator, but not much stronger. To spend tens of millions of years capturing a void creature monarch? In tens of millions of years, Lin Yuan doesn't even know to what heights he could evolve. The creator of the secret realm did so because he had reached a dead end. But Lin Yuan has no such need. With that time, Even if he allows his spiritual will to grow slowly, it would be much faster than capturing void creature monarchs. So many 9th stage perfect void creature monarchs, I wonder how much they can elevate my spiritual will index. Lin Yuan looked at the many void creature monarchs in the space inside the huge rock, his face showing anticipation. According to Lin Yuan's original plan, within this boundless void, his spiritual will's upper limit would be around 25 million points. Because the number of void creatures is limited, there just aren't that many for Lin Yuan to kill, especially after passing 20 million points. Only by killing the monarchs among the void creatures could he make some progress. But now, looking at the many void creature monarchs inside the space of the huge rock, Lin Yuan also has some doubts about his ultimate spiritual will index limit. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 826 Comprehension of the Void. Happy June 1st. Please subscribe. _2" Let's begin. Lin Yuan didn't hesitate much, and immediately started to kill the void creatures in the space within the giant rock. Facing these void creatures, Lin Yuan felt no compassion, as they weren't even of the same species as he was, akin to ordinary people slaughtering chickens or pigs. Boundless Void. Nearly 100 perfect demon true lords gathered, all discussing the emergence of a second 10th stage being in the boundless void. The being that reached the 10th stage is called Martial Ancestor? Martial Ancestor wants us to give up half of our territorial area to those weak ants? Why is Martial Ancestor, being so powerful, so merciful to those ants? If you have an opinion, why don't you go talk to Martial Ancestor? Forget it, I wouldn't dare. Each of the perfect demon true lords discussed, though some were quite dissatisfied with conceding half of their territory, it was merely discontent, wanting them to argue with Martial Ancestor. Even with 10 times the courage, no demon true lord dared to do so. They had all grown to the 9th stage perfect level, not like those 6th stage or 7th stage demons who occasionally went insane. The 9th stage perfect demons were extremely rational, understanding that what shouldn't be done, and the will of the 10th stage Martial Ancestor couldn't be defied. Moreover, conceding only half of the territory didn't touch these perfect demons' bottom line, so the reaction wasn't very intense either. While numerous perfect demon true lords debated the issues, the Child of the Void sat high on the throne, somewhat nonchalantly observing the exchanges of the many perfect demons below. Martial Ancestor vanished from the Void's secret realm? When Lin Yuan entered the hidden space in the core area of the deepest part of the Void's secret realm, his aura disappeared from the Void's secret realm, which was also detected by the Child of the Void. The entire Void's secret realm holds no trace of Martial Ancestor's aura? The Child of the Void carefully sensed it, speculating in his heart, could it be that there is a secret in the Void's secret realm that I don't know about? The Child of the Void had presided over the Void's secret realm for many long years, considering himself exceptionally knowledgeable about it. But now, the mysterious disappearance of Martial Ancestor's aura naturally led the Child of the Void to ponder other possibilities. Of course, the Child of the Void had no other ideas. After all, over the long years, he couldn't discover the secret. Even if given 10 times or 100 times the time, he still wouldn't be able to. That's about enough. The Child of the Void glanced downward. At this moment the many perfect demon true lords had mostly finished their debates. Actually, ceding half of the territorial area didn't affect the Child of the Void. It was mainly up to these perfect demon true lords to decide how much they should yield. Martial Ancestor protected those ants because they could cultivate the martial Tao? The Child of the Void quietly pondered in his heart, if there's time, I must also try whether I can cultivate the martial Tao. Martial Ancestor valued the martial Tao so much that the Child of the Void also became curious about it, planning to personally give it a try. Time passed. In the blink of an eye, 10 years went by. Hidden space in the Void's secret realm. Lin Yuan sat cross-legged on top of the giant rock. The invisible force of mental will swept in all directions, distorting time and space, forming a mental storm that raged continuously through the hidden space. My mental will has finally reached the ultimate stage. Lin Yuan slowly opened his eyes, the vast mental will beginning to rapidly retract. After 10 years of absorption and constantly killing one void creature after another, Lin Yuan's mental will finally reached its peak. Reaching the peak meant that continuing to kill those void creature monarchs had nearly stalled the improvement of his mental will. My current mental will index should be between 33,300,000 to 33,400,000, right? Lin Yuan assessed himself, estimating. This range of the mental will index is 33,333,333 points. The specific amount of mental will index was something Lin Yuan couldn't ascertain. Even in the human civilization of the main universe where mental will could be measured, it was only a rough estimate. Especially given that Lin Yuan's current mental will index was extraordinarily high, making it even more impossible to accurately measure, relying only on his own experience and perception to judge. And the range of 33,003,000 to 40,000 points of mental will reminded Lin Yuan of the number 33,333,333. Xianxia the Oval Fire. At website on Google to access chapters of novels early and in the highest quality. In the main universe, Lin Yuan had encountered this number many times, such as the number of insights in the path of demonic evolution of the Magic Jade Tower, the count of silver-white text in void interpretation, and the time initially needed for accumulating a strand of world-breaking origin force at the Myriad Realms Gate. And now, reaching the limits of the mental will index again also approached this number. This number might hold a great secret, Lin Yuan secretly thought to himself, then placed this doubt at the bottom of his heart. No matter what secret it held, it was still too distant for the current Lin Yuan, at least needing to reach the ultimate stage before having the ability to explore and scrutinize it. Asterisk, a mental will index over 33 million is not considered weak even on the level of supreme beings, right? Asterisk Lin Yuan quickly thought in his heart. 18 million points of mental will index was the threshold for the most powerful. Only when life makes an ultimate leap, residing permanently at the shore, would one's mental will quickly cross this line. And 33,300,000+ points of mental will index exceeded this threshold by a significant margin, possibly unreachable immediately by those newly at the 12th stage of the ultimate. Increasing mental will by one-fold was countless times harder than increasing physical strength by the same amount. There are 203 void creature monarchs left. Lin Yuan glanced again at the void creature monarchs within the giant rock space. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know. Report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 827 Understanding the Void. Happy 61. Subscribe request. _3 Lin Yuan's spiritual willpower index has already reached its limit. Continuing to kill these void creature monarchs no longer yields any improvement. Just as Lin Yuan's spiritual willpower index exceeded 10 million points, killing those ordinary void creatures also failed to produce any effect. What a pity, these void creatures originate from the dimensional gaps and cannot enter other dimensions, otherwise they would vanish into thin air. Thinking to himself, Lin Yuan had discovered this rule early on when the Taiyang divine spirit first entered the void secret realm and killed the first void creature. That is, void creatures can't enter the boundless void. Strictly speaking, the void secret realm is a net formed from the boundless void towards the dimensional gaps and is essentially still within the dimensional gaps. Thus, void creatures can survive in the secret realm, simply unable to leave. But that's all there is to it. Any void creature that truly enters the dimension of the boundless void will irreversibly perish, no matter what method or means of isolation are used. This is also why Lin Yuan has never seen these void creatures outside of the void secret realm. And if they can't even enter the boundless void, let alone the chaos void where the main universe is located, this makes Lin Yuan quite regretful. You see, killing these void creatures directly and significantly enhances the strength of spiritual willpower. Such an event in the main universe would be nothing short of a fantasy. At least, with Lin Yuan's current status in human civilization, he has never heard of such treasures. There are means to enhance spiritual willpower, but a significant enhancement? And such a straightforward significant enhancement without any theoretical basis. That is to say, if Lin Yuan could bring these void creatures to the main universe, even if he does not wish to aid enemies, merely exchanging within human civilization, he could obtain unimaginable merit points and 12-star treasures. There's no doubt, those 10th and 11th stage evolvers of human civilization would spare no expense to enhance their spiritual willpower, even just a little bit. As for the amount of world-breaking origin force needed to bring void creatures from the boundless void back to the main universe, as long as the gain is substantial enough, Lin Yuan wouldn't mind spending the world-breaking origin force to do so. CTH Novel. F. Ire. net website on Google to access chapters of novels early and in the highest quality. Essentially, the world-breaking origin force is a type of resource, and this resource is renewable. Unfortunately, void creatures can't survive in any dimension, which means Lin Yuan's idea of trading between two realms is directly thwarted. Even if Lin Yuan cannot bring void creatures to the main universe, he has ways to let the human evolvers of the main universe enjoy the most direct enhancement of spiritual willpower by killing void creatures. That is to directly bring them to the boundless void, enter the void secret realm, and then kill those void creatures. The Myriad Realms Gate can transport physical bodies, and can also carry items from the main universe. Naturally, it is also capable of bringing other life forms to the traversed worlds. It's merely a question of how much world-breaking origin force is consumed. Since void creatures cannot leave, then let human civilization evolvers from the main universe come here. But this method is very risky and can easily expose the secret of the Myriad Realms Gate. Means of traversing different dimensions, even those beings close to a perfect time being cannot achieve it directly, and Lin Yuan easily did it? And brought someone along? The Myriad Realms Gate is Lin Yuan's biggest trump card, far surpassing Xianxua's secret realm, Demon Jade Space, and others. It absolutely must not be revealed even a bit. That's why, even though this method is highly feasible and the potential gains are immense, relying on Lin Yuan's connection with the Tianqing world, bringing one human civilization evolver over and consuming at most a couple strands of world-breaking origin force is possible. And the gains might be the vast majority of that evolver's lifetime savings. But Lin Yuan absolutely wouldn't take such a risk. Even in the future, when Lin Yuan becomes the ultimate being, he won't proceed with such an action. If able to step into the ultimate realm, Lin Yuan might choose to reveal the Xianxua's secret realm, but the Myriad Realms Gate? Better not. The remaining void creature monarchs can stay here. Lin Yuan finally glanced at the space inside the boulder, then took a step and disappeared on the spot. Next, Lin Yuan began to traverse the void secret realm, carefully experiencing every detail of this realm. With his sixth realm of temporal sensation, Lin Yuan could see through everything in the void secret realm at a glance, but seeing through doesn't mean it's not helpful. With the aid of the void secret realm, Lin Yuan could observe the path taken by the realm's creator. Although that creator failed in their attempt to reach the ultimate, reaching the 10th stage means potential is not an issue. Failing to reach the ultimate cannot deny this point. After all, failing to reach the ultimate involves various factors, and bad luck is very likely. After spending 5 years, Lin Yuan explored every corner of the void secret realm. He then began exploring the entire boundless void. Compared to the void secret realm, the boundless void is much simpler, but it drained more of Lin Yuan's energy. After all, the void secret realm is artificially created. Even if it contains the path of a 10th stage existence, it can't compare to the boundless void itself. 5 years passed again. Lin Yuan traversed the entire boundless void. Then and there, Lin Yuan casually chose a place to sit cross-legged, observation coming to an end, now pausing to reflect deeply and convert everything he had seen and felt into his own gains. At this moment, in a corner of the vast boundless void, Lin Yuan sat cross-legged, sorting through his own insights. Having naturally observed spiritual epiphanies occurring, and after 10 years of observation, all of everything converged in his chest, he quickly comprehended using his against heaven's understanding. Your understanding is against heaven. Observing the void has greatly increased your comprehension of the life and death samsara rule. Your understanding is against heaven. Observing the void has greatly increased your comprehension of the great destruction rule. Your understanding is against heaven. Observing the void has greatly increased your comprehension of the causality fluctuation rules. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know. Report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 828. A century later. Please subscribe. In the boundless void, the vast majority of regions are incomparably desolate. At a certain moment, a tiny figure floated along with the ever-present tidal currents of the void. Lin Yuan slowly opened his eyes and glanced around the void, a surge of emotion welling up inside him. Wandering the void's secret realm for 5 years, drifting through the boundless void for another 5. In the end, he chose to sit in meditation, to digest and comprehend. Before he knew it, 20 years had passed. For these 20 years, Lin Yuan arbitrarily chose a spot, not using any power, just drifting with the ebb and flow of the void. 20 years of Tao comprehension. I've made significant gains in other fusion rules, But the spatio-temporal fusion rule? Still stuck in the sixth realm, not even close to the peak. Lin Yuan thought quietly to himself, not too surprised either. The space-time fusion rule's sixfold realm was already the domain of the strongest beings. As for reaching the peak of the sixth realm or even venturing into the seventh, eighth, or ninth realms, even with his confidence, Lin Yuan didn't think he could fathom them within the 10th layer. You have to understand, even His Majesty Xianxia, who traverses the chaos void, has only reached the 9th realm in his comprehension of the spatio-temporal fusion rule. Nevertheless, when the six-armed figure recounted these matters to Lin Yuan, it did so with pride. Clearly, beyond the 6th realm of the spatio-temporal fusion rule, even the strongest beings find each step excruciatingly hard. Let's set aside the spatio-temporal fusion rule for now, Lin Yuan silently resolved. The reason he could reach the 6th realm of spatio-temporal comprehension so quickly was mainly due to the insights contributed by the powerhouses of the myriad tribes within the white paper from a two-dimensional world. Without these insights, even with Lin Yuan's against heaven's understanding, reaching the 6th realm would have taken 10 or even dozens of times longer. Though the myriad tribes' powerhouses' insights into spatio-temporal laws had not touched upon the 6th realm, the numerous insights from the 3rd, 4th, and 5th realms provided Lin Yuan with an extremely solid foundation, and only with the help of the secret skill Milky Way could he step into the 6th realm within a mere few hundred years. The comprehension of spatio-temporal fusion rule is sufficient for now. Even if I reach the 11th tier, it's unlikely to hit the 7th realm. Without reaching the 7th realm, the gap between the 6th realm and its peak isn't that significant. Lin Yuan thought, what I need to consider now is how to comprehend the chaos rule. The chaos rule is the origin of all rules, encompassing even the spatio-temporal fusion rule. Before attempting the ultimate breakthrough, if one can comprehend the chaos rule, it would greatly increase the odds of advancing to the 12th tier. However, comprehending the chaos rule is much harder than reaching the 6th realm of the spatio-temporal fusion rule. In fact, it's vastly more difficult. The chaos rule reigns supreme over all other rules, with only the strongest beings potentially touching upon it, and that's just a possibility. In reality, the vast majority of the strongest beings have not comprehended the chaos rule. At least among the 9 strongest of human civilization, none have comprehended the chaos rule. Something the strongest cannot do? It's basically impossible for beings below the strongest. But Lin Yuan still plans to try. At least there is some hope. Lin Yuan doesn't intend to fathom the chaos rule at the 10th tier. It's only necessary to understand it before making the final push. How exactly does one comprehend the chaos rule? Lin Yuan felt somewhat vexed. The method to understand it is simple. Just fuse all the rules together. But easier said than done. The execution is as hard as scaling the heavens. How to fuse? In what way to fuse? All these are problems. Just the fusion of time and space has already taken so much time and energy from Lin Yuan. To merge all the rules? Lin Yuan feels that he still falls far short. Lacking in many aspects. Take it slowly. Perhaps at the 11th tier, he'll find the direction. Lin Yuan reflected silently. The rule fluctuations perceived by a being at the 10th tier versus those at the 11th tier are entirely different. Standing taller allows one to see further, and it's not just about the perspective, but involves many other aspects. And with against heaven's understanding, as Lin Yuan's realm elevates, it will play an even more unbelievable role. The remaining time of stay. Lin Yuan glanced at the ethereal panel in the lower left of his vision. Name, Lin Yuan. Identity, Keeper of the Myriad Realms Gate. Innate talent, against heaven's understanding. Divine skills, blood rebirth. Divine skills, mountain moving. Divine skills, enhance. Divine skills, elemental body. Divine skills, world. Current state, consciousness descending. Remaining stay duration, 101 years, unknowingly. He has been descended in the boundless void for 500 years. With the premise of a total resident time of 600 years, Lin Yuan has 100 years remaining. It's about time. It's time to go back and wrap up some loose ends. Lin Yuan slowly stood up. This descent into the Tianqing world had fully met his expectations in terms of strength enhancement. Sir the Novel Fire, any *T website on Google to access chapters of novels early and in the highest quality. Whether it was the 5th type of physical body divine ability or the comprehension of various rules, there had been sufficient progress compared to before the transition. Aside from the enhancement of strength, Lin Yuan also needed to pay attention to the spread of the martial arts evolution system, which not only affects his charge towards the ultimate but could also have a considerable impact on successfully becoming one of the strongest beings, depending on how widely the martial arts evolution pathway is disseminated. Whoosh! Lin Yuan stepped out in one stride. In an instant, he appeared within the Tianqing world. Standing before the martial hall. Martial ancestor. High Priest Qing Yao immediately rushed over to pay her respects. How are the preparations? Lin Yuan looked towards High Priest Qing Yao. Having meditated in silence for 20 years in the void, Lin Yuan wasn't solely in reclusive cultivation for enlightenment. Occasionally, he would also issue commands to High Priest Qing Yao through the ancestral demon tree. Actually, not just in the Tianqing world, but also in the dozens of worlds already occupied by the Taiyin primordial spirit, Lin Yuan's commands held sway. Everything is ready. High Priest Qing Yao immediately said. To her, the words of the martial ancestor were more important than her own life. Commands issued by the martial ancestor were naturally to be fulfilled by High Priest Qing Yao at any cost. 265 billion martial Tao cultivators are all standing by, with even more martial Tao cultivators being recruited. High Priest Qing Yao spoke up. These 265 billion martial Tao cultivators were at least above the third realm in the martial Tao system, having already made some progress in the martial Tao cultivation system. They are the elite forces of the martial Tao in the Tianqing world. Good. Lin Yuan nodded. The reason he had High Priest Qing Yao prepare so many martial Tao cultivators was to accelerate the spread of the martial Tao cultivation system. How to spread the martial Tao cultivation system at the fastest speed? Naturally, it involves sending a group of cultivators who have already achieved something in the martial Tao to worlds where the martial Tao is just starting to sprout. In the boundless void, there are countless worlds. Even if Lin Yuan were to take over just half of these territories, the number of worlds he would own is unimaginable. Want to spread martial Tao in so many worlds? Relying solely on the Taiyin primordial spirit and the Taiyang divine spirit would not suffice, even to the point of exhaustion. In the previous centuries, the Taiyin primordial spirit only occupied dozens of worlds. Part of the reason was to keep a low profile and not draw the attention of other evil gods. But even if the Taiyin primordial spirit spared no effort in spreading martial Tao, the number of worlds it could influence in a few hundred years would probably only amount to several hundred or 1,000. Spreading the martial Tao is not as simple as just occupying a world. It also requires a lot of time to influence and assimilate. The latter is particularly time-consuming. Most of the time that the Taiyin primordial spirit spends occupying and spreading martial Tao in various worlds is used for this purpose. When Lin Yuan initially took over the Tianqing world, his true body also spent a lot of time on this. Therefore, the best way to spread the martial Tao is to let the martial Tao cultivators spread it themselves. This is also why Lin Yuan, in the first few hundred years of his arrival, did not quietly stay in the Tianqing world to cultivate, but instead had the Taiyin primordial spirit occupy one world after another. Only with more occupied worlds and a broader base of martial Tao cultivators will the speed of spreading martial Tao be faster in the future. Otherwise, relying only on the martial Tao cultivators from the Tianqing world alone, the efficiency is still somewhat low. Next, I will send these martial Tao cultivators to different worlds. Lin Yuan spoke up. Naturally, this task was not for his true body to carry out, but for the Taiyin primordial spirit and Taiyang divine spirit. Transporting a large number of martial Tao cultivators to different worlds is not a difficult task for both primordial spirits. With a common understanding of the rules, Lin Yuan has perceived the space-time fusion six-fold realm. Both primordial spirits have also perceived the six-fold realm of space-time, and being in this boundless void, wherever their thoughts go, they can arrive in an instant. Add to that his vast internal world, and the task of transportation couldn't be simpler. Sending to different worlds. High Priest Qingjiao's heartbeat quickened, and even she was vaguely aware of this possibility, but upon actually hearing the martial ancestor say so, her excitement was still hard to conceal. If it is as the martial ancestor says, wouldn't the martial Tao have the potential to become the dominator of this expanse of void in the future? Next, Lin Yuan went to the other dozens of worlds in turn, these dozens of worlds personally occupied by the Taiyin primordial spirit, even if in the future the martial Tao spread across the boundless void, could still be regarded as one of the origins of the martial Tao. After all this, Lin Yuan took another step, appearing deep within the void's secret realm. Martial ancestor. The child of the void was startled and immediately bowed deeply to Lin Yuan. At this moment, his location was no longer the most central area of the void's secret realm but belonged to the second-tier regions. Ever since he perceived the martial ancestor's ability to freely enter and exit the most central area of the Void's secret realm, the child of the Void never entered there again, subconsciously treating the core area as the martial ancestor's place. He took the initiative to retreat here. How are things arranged? Lin Yuan asked directly. Almost done. Most evil gods have already retreated to the domains divided for them. The child of the Void immediately said. Decades ago, the child of the Void had divided the boundless Void and the Void secret realm into two parts. One side for the domains of the evil gods, one side for the domains of martial Tao cultivators, and had submitted this division for Lin Yuan's review. At the time, Lin Yuan had agreed. After speaking with the child of the Void for a while, Lin Yuan's figure vanished once more. In the hidden space of the Void secret realm, Lin Yuan's figure appeared and he sat down cross-legged. Let's continue to close-up cultivation for another 100 years. Lin Yuan pondered for a moment and slowly closed his eyes. The two primordial spirits constantly transported numerous martial Tao cultivators to other worlds. And as for his true self, he was here comprehending the Tao. Time sped by swiftly. Before long, 100 years had passed. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know. Report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 829. Like falling into an ice cellar. Please subscribe. HTML. Remaining time. 1 year. In the hidden space of the Void secret realm, Lin Yuan sat cross-legged on a massive boulder and opened his eyes, glancing at the illusory text in the lower left corner of his vision. Time to go back. Lin Yuan thought to himself, after spending 600 years in the boundless Void, his time was drawing to a close. Unless Lin Yuan expended another third of a strand of world-breaking origin force, once his time ran out, he would automatically return to the main world. But, in the past 20 years, Lin Yuan had felt the constraints of this boundless universe on him. Simply put, the efficiency of comprehending the rules was gradually decreasing. To put it in more straightforward terms, the boundless Void had been exhausted by Lin Yuan. The world, differing in size, contained different fundamental mysteries of rules. For example, taking the rule of time as an exemplar, the rule of time in the main universe was infinitely more vast compared to the rule of time in the central Earth world or the spirit realm that Lin Yuan traversed previously. Unknown was how many times vaster the former was than the latter. Thus, the upper limit of the main universe far surpassed that of the central Earth world and the spirit realm. This was because creatures in the latter worlds were unable to perceive more complex and mysterious rules. Now, the boundless Void was almost similar in principle to Lin Yuan. To continue cultivating in the boundless Void, unless fully abandoning the comprehension of rules, was essentially meaningless, nothing more than a waste of time. Moreover, if Lin Yuan could transcend to level 11, level 12, the rule profundities he comprehended would likely surpass the boundless Void. At that point, if Lin Yuan were to return to the boundless Void, it would be the boundless Void trying to leech off Lin Yuan's rule comprehension. Perhaps eons ago, the realm pioneer who failed to reach the ultimate not solely due to lack of foundation or poor luck, but because of the boundless Void itself? Lin Yuan speculated in his heart, at least from the current outlook, the boundless Void had never hosted a level 12 ultimate being. The sole realm pioneer who attempted to break through to level 12 eventually failed, with all traces of their existence thoroughly erased. But it makes no difference to me. Lin Yuan appeared calm. If the boundless Void could no longer aid him in rule comprehension, he would return to the main universe to continue his insights. If, someday, the main universe could no longer provide rule comprehension, he would use the Myriad Realms Gate to venture into higher dimensional spaces for insights. Sir the Novel Fire. Any *T website on Google to access chapters of novels early and in the highest quality. For almost all beings, their limits had been predestined by their world. But Lin Yuan was different, bearing no such limit shackles. 100 years of arduous cultivation. Although the speed had slowed in the last 20 years, overall, it wasn't bad at all. Lin Yuan grinned. Throughout the century, Lin Yuan devoted the majority of his energy to rule comprehension, with a small fraction focused on refining his martial ancestor golden body. Leveraging the entire resources of the boundless Void, Lin Yuan had trained the Xianxia physique of his martial ancestor golden body to the level 11 perfect stage. The reason for investing so significantly in the martial ancestor golden body was that Lin Yuan had intended to use it as his permanent physical vessel in the boundless void ever since he arrived. Although the boundless void couldn't offer much aid to Lin Yuan in rule comprehension, cultivation was not solely about rule insights. If Lin Yuan intended to take a break and not focus on rule insights, the boundless void was a decent choice. The martial ancestor golden body could be directly inhabited upon arrival, saving much time. After all, refining the Xianhuang physique of the martial ancestor golden body to perfection was done using the resources of the boundless void, not costing Lin Yuan anything. Origin clock. Lin Yuan's mind stirred, and a palm-sized golden clock floated before him. Upon arriving in this boundless void and taking control of the martial ancestor golden body, Lin Yuan immediately summoned the weapon he had nurtured along his journey to this point. With 600 years of constant nurturing and a non-stop supply of abundant resources, the might of the origin clock was on par with any level 11 secret treasure. If wielded by Lin Yuan, the power it unleashed was incalculable. After all, the origin clock was birthed by Lin Yuan from nothing, perfectly attuned to him, allowing Lin Yuan to unleash its full power with a mere thought. Another secret treasure would require a full percentage of force to activate, whereas the origin clock required only a fraction. This was why Lin Yuan planned to shatter the peculiar items he obtained from the two-dimensional world into primal force, to nourish the origin clock. If the origin clock could reach level 12, it would assist Lin Yuan more than any 10 level 12 weapons or dozens of level 12 weapons. A weapon perfectly suited to oneself was exceedingly rare, let alone one as perfectly compatible as the origin clock. Countless rules. Lin Yuan's gaze was profound. The greatest gain from this voyage was his own spiritual will. Before arriving, Lin Yuan's spiritual will was merely in the millions, but now, his spiritual will index had reached over 33,330,000. The rise of spiritual will wasn't as simple as a mere multiplication, becoming increasingly arduous towards the end. The threshold for the spiritual will index of a supreme being was 18 million points. The spiritual will index of level 11 perfect legendary life forms generally exceeded 10 million points. Could it be that a supreme being's spiritual will was only 1.8 times stronger than that of those level 11 perfect legendary life forms? Besides spiritual will, the most significant improvement was in rule comprehension for Lin Yuan. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know. Report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 830. As if falling into an ice cellar, please subscribe. _2 Especially after comprehending the spatio-temporal fusion rule's sixfold realm, nearly 100 years had passed, during which he contemplated numerous other pillar-level fusion rules, allowing Lin Yuan to advance by leaps and bounds. There are 83 kinds of pillar-level fusion rules that have reached the sixfold realm. Specifically, they include the life and death samsara rule, the great destruction rule, the causality fluctuation rules, the spatio-temporal fissure rule, the endless stars rule, the cosmic river rule, the void tide rule, the cosmic rift rule, the five-element cycle rule, and the spatial collapse rule. The spatio-temporal fusion rule's sixfold realm belongs to the domain of the most powerful beings. For the other pillar-level rules under this, reaching the seventh realm is required to achieve the ultimate level. Out of the 83 pillar-level fusion rules, none have reached the realm of ultimate beings, and all are at the peak of the sixfold realm, but their quantity is vast. Even for the most powerful beings, it would probably be very difficult to comprehend so many pillar-level fusion rules at the same time and elevate all to the peak of the sixfold realm. The time of the ultimate beings is still time, and they need to devote more of their cognitive energy to understanding their own paths. In fact, with Lin Yuan's comprehension abilities, if he focused on any one pillar-level fusion rule, it would be entirely possible to elevate one or two of them to the seventh realm within 100 years. However, it wouldn't be very meaningful, since without comprehending the spatio-temporal sixth realm, elevating a certain pillar-level fusion rule to the seventh realm would indeed greatly enhance Lin Yuan's strength. But with the basis of already having the spatio-temporal sixth realm, an additional seventh realm pillar-level fusion rule? Even if it could enhance Lin Yuan's strength, the improvement wouldn't be very significant. In comparison, comprehending more pillar-level fusion rules at the peak of the sixfold realm would be more helpful to Lin Yuan. It is also in preparation for eventually comprehending the chaos rule. Although he doesn't know exactly how to comprehend the chaos rule, according to the information Lin Yuan has so far, the more rules comprehended, the better. Without a sufficient number of rules comprehended, one cannot ultimately condense everything, return to the origin, and transform into chaos. Besides the pillar-level fusion rules, Lin Yuan has comprehended a large number of ordinary fusion rules, amounting to hundreds or even thousands. These ordinary fusion rules were basically not intentionally contemplated by Lin Yuan, but rather realized by chance, as a side discovery while studying other pillar-level fusion rules. Thinking about it now, my 10th rank compared to that of the 10,000 races of the cosmic starry sky's 10th ranks. Lin Yuan shook his head slightly. 4 10th rank evolvers of the main universe's human civilization, as well as those from other myriad clans, comprehending one pillar-level fusion rule is in grade 10th rank, and advancing that pillar-level fusion rule to the second realm would allow one to strive for level 11. But Lin Yuan? The second realm? Not to mention reaching the spatio-temporal fusion rule's sixfold realm. Just for the pillar-level fusion rules, there are already 83 kinds that have reached the sixfold realm. In terms of pure rule comprehension, even those level 11 perfect legendary beings can't catch up to Lin Yuan. My strength has improved a lot now compared to 100 years ago when I first comprehended the spatio-temporal sixth realm. Lin Yuan felt good. The combined power of the many pillar-level fusion rules, each at the peak of the sixfold realm, coupled with control over the spatio-temporal sixth realm, exceeds the power of a single spatio-temporal sixth realm. After examining himself, Lin Yuan also looks towards the boundless void. With Lin Yuan's current comprehension of space and time, by just concentrating a little, he could sense the brilliant glow emanating from all the beings practicing martial Tao. For the past 100 years, the two primordial spirits have continually transported numerous martial Tao cultivators to other worlds, and now the number of martial Tao cultivators in this boundless void has indeed surpassed the martial arts evolutionaries of the main universe. Lin Yuan thought to himself. The size of the main universe's human civilization far exceeds the boundless void. Even the territories of the human civilization alone surpass the boundless void by much. But now the entirety of the boundless void is under Lin Yuan's dominion, and after 600 years of propagation and development, the number of martial Tao cultivators surpassing martial arts evolutionaries is not beyond Lin Yuan's expectations. Within human civilization's territory, countless citizens have many choices, such as the other 9 supreme evolutionary paths, as well as more suitable paths for their own evolution, and so on. Sometimes, an evolutionary path that suits oneself is more critical than a more powerful one. But in the boundless void, martial Tao is the supreme. Hence all beings naturally practice martial Tao if they can, and even if they cannot, they still attempt to practice martial Tao. It's a pity, there aren't many high-level martial Tao cultivators. Lin Yuan shook his head slightly. This is also an inevitable result caused by the rapid development of martial Tao today. Any cultivation system takes a long time to produce high-level practitioners. Lin Yuan can only spread martial Tao wider. But high-level martial Tao cultivators? There is too much he cannot intervene in, unless he ceases his own cultivation and personally emerges to enlighten those martial Tao cultivators. That would be putting the cart before the horse. At any time, personal cultivation is the foundation. As for spreading martial Tao, essentially it's also for one's better cultivation in the future. There's only 1 year left. Saw the novel Fire. Net website on Google to access chapters of novels early and in the highest quality. Lin Yuan pondered, thinking if there was still anything that needed to be wrapped up. Suddenly, just at this moment, Lin Yuan felt something, a surge of temporal and spatial fluctuations, magnificent and sweeping in all directions. A trace of surprise appeared on Lin Yuan's face. Has an evil god stepped into the 10th stage? After a brief sense, Lin Yuan clearly understood that the evil god who had stepped into the 10th stage was the child of the void. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 831 As if falling into an ice cellar, please subscribe. Under the 3 child of the void has been trapped to the perfect 9th stage for tens of billions, hundreds of billions of years, never able to take that step. Yet shortly after Lin Yuan's arrival, he broke through. Lin Yuan speculated that the child of the void's breakthrough might have something to do with him. Many bottlenecks and shackles required a change of heart to overcome. Naylan, the deputy tower master of the main universe's human civilization, was able to break through to the 11th stage because he lost to Yuan, who was still at the 9th stage, in their most proficient competition of the rule of time. Interesting. Lin Yuan stood up, took a step forward, and disappeared from where he was. Deep within the void's secret realm, the aura of the child of the void was terrifying, with spatial temporal fluctuations sweeping in all directions. All the demonic divine masters who had reached the 9th stage of the boundless void sensed it. 10th stage. I have finally stepped into the 10th stage. Tears filled the eyes of the child of the void as he had been at the perfect 9th stage for far too long. If not for the existence of the void's secret realm, he would have doubted whether the boundless void had ever given birth to a 10th stage evil god. Now, I am also standing at the pinnacle peak throughout the history of the boundless void. The child of the void exuded spatial temporal aura wantonly, with ambition surging in his eyes. That martial ancestor, I need not be too wary of him anymore. Stepping into the 10th stage, the child of the void's self-confidence was greatly enhanced. In his view, even if the martial ancestor was also a 10th stage evil god, and even stronger than any other 10th stage evil god he knew of, according to the message left by the creator of the secret realm, ordinary 10th stage evil gods were not capable of treating the void's secret realm as nothing. But no matter what, he was now on the same level as the martial ancestor. The child of the void had no intention of fighting against the martial ancestor. Rarely did 9th stage evil gods kill one another, let alone at the 10th stage. Strong beings are not fools. Why would they risk their lives against beings of the same level after cultivating to such a realm? However, in terms of status, the child of the void felt that he should still strive for it. At the very least, he believed he did not need to grovel as he had before. At the same time, the spatial temporal fluctuations caused by the child of the void's ascension to the 10th stage also alarmed the many perfect demon true lords. Spatial temporal fluctuations? Has another powerhouse stepped into the 10th stage? Is it the great child of the void? Has the child of the void broken through to the 10th stage? One after another, the perfect demon true lords were initially incredulous, but then they became invigorated. Indeed, these years under the oppression of the martial ancestor, they had been living quite stiflingly. The martial ancestor was too strong and influential. Not a single perfect demon true lord dared to defy him, not even dare to speak ill of him in secret. But now, the child of the void has also stepped into the 10th stage. Unlike the martial ancestor, at least the child of the void was the leader of all demonic divine masters. Before the martial ancestor stepped into the 10th stage, many perfect demon true lords were following the orders of the child of the void. Compared to the martial ancestor, whose temperament was unknown, naturally, many perfect demon true lords preferred the child of the void to step into the 10th stage. Let's go. Let us go congratulate the child of the void now. The great child of the void is destined to remain great forever. All the perfect demon true lords immediately set off toward the child of the void's location. A spacious grand hall. The child of the void sat high upon the throne, with the perfect demon true lord standing below. Great child of the void, your ascension to the 10th stage means your brilliance will surely envelop the boundless void. All life submits under your light. One after another, the perfect demon true lords congratulated the child of the void with utmost reverence. The child of the void sat quietly on the throne. He had heard such praises countless times before, but now that he had stepped into the 10th stage, it felt different. Great child of the void, from today on, we evil gods no longer need to cater to the whims of that martial ancestor. That's right. These few hundred years, I've really been living in trepidation, for fear of offending the martial ancestor one day. Now it's fine, with the great child of the void here, the martial ancestor won't dare to go too far. Many perfect demon true lords quickly mentioned the martial ancestor, which was inevitable. Before the child of the void's breakthrough to the 10th stage, the martial ancestor had been the dominator of the boundless void. Even the child of the void had to look up to him. But now everything was different. At least, the boundless void had two more dominators. Of course, the many perfect demon true lords present did not really expect the child of the void to strain relations with the martial ancestor for their sake. That's unrealistic. But at least he could serve as their solid backing, causing the martial ancestor to be apprehensive and elevate the status of the perfect demon true lords. Rest assured, the child of the void replied, a confident expression on his face. Now that I have stepped into the 10th stage, I will surely not let you suffer any grievances. The child of the void had not yet finished speaking. The spatial temporal surroundings fell into an eerily silent stillness. This silence, thorough and complete, made even an evil god of the 10th stage like the child of the void unable to sense any spatial temporal fluctuation, as if he had been brought back to the 9th stage. No, the feeblest first stage. Swoosh. A figure appeared silently. He looked exceedingly ordinary, without any aura emanating, but in this completely silent spatial temporal environment, he seemed out of place, as though all of time and space were under his feet. This figure was Lin Yuan. Merely appearing, he silenced the entirety of time and space. The aura of the Child of the Void, which was like a boundless ocean, now seemed like a toothless tiger, struggling to even sit on his throne, beads of cold sweat forming. Martial ancestor. The Child of the Void looked up at the martial ancestor standing high above. At this moment, how could he not realize that the changes around were all because of the martial ancestor, and that he had thought after stepping into the 10th stage, he would be able to stand shoulder to shoulder with him? But now it seemed, it was just a joke. Without even making a move, the martial ancestor was already almost too much for him to bear. Was this what it meant to be on an equal footing? I've seen that you've stepped into the 10th stage. Lin Yuan glanced down at the Child of the Void and said in a calm tone, "So I've come over, planning to congratulate you." "Thank you, martial ancestor." "Martial ancestor, you have troubled yourself." The Child of the Void forced a smile, speaking in an utterly respectful manner. The many perfect demon true lords below were also aware of the completely silent spatial temporal reality. However, compared to the change in space and time, the dialogue and postures between the Child of the Void and the martial ancestor at this moment made all the perfect demon true lords tremble with fear. Search * the Oval Fire. @ website on Google to access chapters of novels early and in the highest quality. As if plunged into an icehouse. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 832 Return. Please subscribe. Alright. This time, besides congratulating you on reaching the 10th stage, there is another matter. Lin Yuan glanced at the numerous evil gods below, as well as the Child of the Void drenched in cold sweat. With a thought, he restored the surrounding space and time. To Lin Yuan now, whether the Child of the Void had reached the 10th stage or not made little difference. Neither posed a significant challenge to him. When Lin Yuan first grasped the 6th realm of time and space, his combat power had already surpassed a 9th stage evil god, let alone after a century of arduous cultivation. 100 years ago the Child of the Void was no match for Lin Yuan, and 100 years later, the gap between them only grew wider. Even if the Child of the Void fortuitously ascended to the 10th stage, it was far from sufficient to bridge the divide. Of course, Lin Yuan thought it could not be bridged, but perhaps the Child of the Void didn't see it that way. Therefore, upon Lin Yuan's arrival, he directly exerted his authority to make the Child of the Void realize his position. Now, it seemed the effect was quite satisfactory. "Martial ancestor, please speak." The Child of the Void immediately said respectfully. Freed from the suppression of the stillness of space and time, the Child of the Void felt significantly more relaxed, but inside, it was as if he was in a dream. Having stepped into the 10th stage, the Child of the Void thought he would achieve a corresponding status, but now, it seemed no different from before his breakthrough. "You and the other evil gods must take an oath to not initiate an attack on any martial Tao cultivator within the next 100 billion years. Lin Yuan spoke. With his return imminent, Lin Yuan naturally intended to eradicate any final hidden dangers. That was to prevent these foreign evil gods from harboring any other notions after his departure. While the ancestral demon tree could still seek Lin Yuan's assistance, it would still be a waste of world-breaking origin force. This descent not only solved the crisis of the Tianqing world and considerably spread martial Tao, but also brought enormous improvements to his own cultivation. It could be said to be a full harvest. But a future descent would not yield such gains. To minimize any chance of mishaps, Lin Yuan naturally made preparations, compelling all evil gods to take the corresponding oaths. An oath, as referred to in the spirit realm, is known as a heart oath in the boundless void. It is made to resonate with the laws of the Tao through the vow, thereby binding oneself. Lin Yuan compelled these foreign evil gods to take oaths, rather than killing them to eliminate future troubles, as this would exert sufficient pressure on martial Tao cultivators. Under pressure, there will be motivation, and martial Tao can develop more vigorously. Why the restraint of 100 billion years? If, after 100 billion years, martial Tao still fails to produce a cultivator who can match a 9th stage evil god, then Lin Yuan would indeed have to ponder whether the issue lies with the martial Tao system he created. And even after 100 billion years, given Lin Yuan's deterrence, it's highly likely the Child of the Void wouldn't dare make a move. After 100 billion years, even considering the 600-fold difference in the flow of time between the boundless void and the main universe, millions of years would have also passed there. If Lin Yuan hasn't successfully assaulted the ultimate border by then, he probably would have failed and perished along the way. Under such circumstances, the fate of the martial Tao cultivation system is no longer Lin Yuan's concern. Good. The Child of the Void agreed without any hesitation. The other perfect demon true lords also showed no doubt. What a joke. Even without the restraint of the oath, with martial ancestor Lin Yuan overseeing them, these evil gods wouldn't dare touch a martial Tao cultivator no matter how bold they were. Soon, all the evil gods took their oaths before Lin Yuan, invoking a response from the boundless void. Finally, Lin Yuan gave one last look at the many evil gods and vanished without a trace. Long after Lin Yuan's departure did the Child of the Void dare to straighten up and look around. Has the martial ancestor left? The Child of the Void let out a huge sigh of relief internally. Martial ancestor. What level of power does he truly possess? The Child of the Void swallowed nervously. When he hadn't broken through to the 10th stage, facing the martial ancestor already required enduring immense pressure. But now that he had reached the 10th stage, facing the martial ancestor felt even more pressure than prior to his breakthrough. Could it be the 11th stage? The 12th stage? The Child of the Void rapidly speculated in his mind, as the power displayed by Lin Yuan was nothing short of divine wrath compared to that of an ordinary 10th stage. The Child of the Void, in addition to reaching the 10th stage himself, also had access to detailed descriptions of the 10th stage left by the founders of ancient secret realms. After stepping into the 10th stage, the Child of the Void felt that he fitted the founders' descriptions well, but Lin Yuan? The Child of the Void was at a loss for understanding. Great Child of the Void. Just as the Child of the Void was lost in turbulent thoughts, a perfect demon true lord below couldn't help but tentatively speak up. They had all come to congratulate the Child of the Void on entering the 10th stage, to bask in the presence of the martial ancestor. However, judging by the recent scene, all hopes harbored by the evil gods were likely to be unfulfilled forever. You all may leave. The Child of the Void said listlessly, feeling that he might have been better off not breaking through to the 10th stage. Before reaching the 10th stage, at least there was a goal in his mind, to view the martial ancestor as a target to pursue. But after the breakthrough, upon sensing the martial ancestor's presence, he realized he had no hope to catch up. From hope to despair. It was not a pleasant feeling. Yes. The many perfect demon true lords exchanged glances and respectfully withdrew. The shock in their hearts was immense, as the strength of the martial ancestor simply shattered the long-standing perceptions of the boundless void. Could there really exist such a formidable being in this world? Wait. The Child of the Void seemed to have thought of something and spoke. We must abide by the words of the martial ancestor just now, and we must not violate them. Oaths could only restrain but could not outright prevent. Should a perfect demonic divine master go mad and disregard everything, the oath would not be able to constrain them. Therefore, the Child of the Void once again warned the many perfect demonic divine masters that they must not violate the martial ancestor's command at any time. Yes. The great Child of the Void, we are not fools. One after another, the perfect demonic divine masters immediately promised. The power of the martial ancestor exceeded their imagination, and even without the Child of the Void's words, no one would dare to violate them. With these demonic divine masters here, martial Tao will have at least 100 billion years of development time. Within the boundless void, Lin Yuan's figure appeared as he silently thought. The boundless void would continuously give birth to new evil gods. The evil gods of later generations, not having experienced Lin Yuan's strength, might act against the beings within the world. But now, those perfect demonic divine masters, as well as the 10th stage Child of the Void, had witnessed Lin Yuan's methods. With their restraint on the new evil gods that would be born in later generations, the situation in the boundless void would remain stable for a long time. This was also the reason Lin Yuan did not slaughter all those powerful demonic divine masters. The fear those demonic divine masters had for Lin Yuan would be more deterrent than an oath. Tianqing World. Before the martial hall, Lin Yuan's figure appeared. Martial ancestor. The high priest Xianxia immediately came forth to pay her respects. For 100 years, Lin Yuan's true form remained in seclusion for arduous cultivation, but his two primordial spirits would often appear, transporting many martial Tao cultivators to other worlds. The journey to more worlds from now on will be up to you. Lin Yuan spoke. 600 years of nurturing had brought the strongest batch of martial Tao cultivators in Tianqing World to the 7th stage. This was the result of Lin Yuan's 2 primordial spirits taking some time to personally train them. These 7th-stage martial Tao cultivators were rapidly promoted by Lin Yuan through certain means, with little chance for further advancement. The purpose of forcefully nurturing these 7th-stage martial Tao cultivators was to ensure the spread of martial Tao after his departure. A 7th-stage martial Tao cultivator could already traverse the void and could completely find new worlds on their own to spread martial Tao. Of course, compared with the protection afforded by Lin Yuan's 2 primordial spirits, the subsequent spread and development of martial Tao would be much slower, but it had the advantage of time. All right. High Priest Xianxia nodded before cautiously asking, "Do you have matters to attend to, martial ancestor?" Although Lin Yuan's tone was calm all along, High Priest Xianxia still sensed something more in his voice. "Next, I will enter seclusion, and it may be a very long time before I emerge." Lin Yuan spoke. The so-called seclusion meant returning to the main universe, and if nothing unexpected happened, Lin Yuan might not return to the boundless void until after a long passage of time. And it was uncertain whether there would indeed even be such a day. If martial Tao could maintain its development without facing a crisis of broken succession, Lin Yuan might never descend again. "Yes." High Priest Xianxia reverently responded. CTH Novel Fire. Net ** website on Google to access chapters of novels early and in the highest quality. Martial ancestor. High Priest Xianxia wanted to say something more, but she found that the martial ancestor had already vanished from in front of her. I wonder how long this seclusion of the martial ancestor will last. High Priest Xianxia thought to herself, then immediately busied herself once more. As the origin world for martial Tao, Tianqing world now had too many matters to handle every day with the rapid spread of martial Tao. Boundless void. Lin Yuan lay back casually, letting the tides of the void ebb and flow, carrying him to other regions. He spent the last year also in cultivation and understanding, and while he had reached the limits of his perception of the rules of the boundless void, forcing further understanding was not without gains but would be much less efficient. Time passed by. A year went by in a blink. Whoosh! Lin Yuan's figure disappeared. When he appeared again, he was already inside the ancestral demon tree of Tianqing world. His mind and will returned, and this martial ancestor golden body naturally could not be cast aside but was placed in the safest location. For the next descent, this safest place was naturally the interior of Tianqing world's ancestral demon tree. In terms of strength, the ancestral demon tree was not powerful, and it could not compare to a 9th-stage evil god. However, the ancestral demon tree was Lin Yuan's beacon within the boundless void, able to connect with Lin Yuan's true form in the main universe at any time, thereby summoning the descent. This was where the ancestral demon tree's greatest power lay. The time for my stay has come. Lin Yuan slowly closed his eyes. Deep in his mind, that majestic and grandiose myriad realms gate suddenly shone brightly. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 833 Refining the Ultimate Weapon. Please subscribe. In a daze, Lin Yuan opened his eyes. Back. Feeling the immeasurable and vast rule fluctuations of the main universe, a smile emerged on Lin Yuan's face. In the final 20+ years in the boundless void, Lin Yuan's comprehension of the laws had made slow progress. One of the main reasons was that the sea of laws in the boundless void was too shallow. You could see its limits at a glance. But the main universe? Lin Yuan saw the hope of a significant improvement in law comprehension. In the boundless void, reaching the 6th realm of spacetime is already the limit. The 7th realm is theoretically impossible to achieve. Lin Yuan thought to himself. Indeed, the 6th realm of spacetime was as difficult as ascending to the heavens. The reason why creators of secret realms and children of the void could step into the 10th stage was due to their innate endowment and talents. But now, Lin Yuan felt the even more vast and profound fluctuations of spacetime beyond the 6th realm. Of course, feeling it was one thing, and whether one could comprehend it was another matter altogether. Just like how ordinary people see a towering mountain in the distance, seeing and reaching it are entirely different concepts. After comprehending the 6th realm of spacetime, Lin Yuan did not delve deeper. Apart from the limitations of the boundless void, it was also because his own level was too low. Comprehending the 6th realm at the 10th stage? At least within the main universe, there were no known precedents, certainly none from before. As for comprehending the 7th realm? Lin Yuan has no such ambition at the moment. The space-time of the cosmic starry skies is also too vast. At this moment, Lin Yuan's understanding of the cosmic starry skies had undergone a significant change compared to before his travels. Before his 10th interdimensional travel, Lin Yuan's realm in space-time was only at the 2nd realm, but now he has reached the 6th realm, with every detail of space-time clearly visible. It's so vast and spectacular, Lin Yuan carefully observed, feeling awestruck within. If the boundless void is considered a narrow space of several square meters, Lin Yuan would only need to take one step, or a few steps, to reach any point within it. But the entire cosmic starry skies is like a football field. Even with the comprehension of the 6th realm, he couldn't achieve the same think and you are there as in the boundless void. This is the difference in the breadth of space-time between the main universe and the boundless void. In the cosmic starry skies, not to mention that Lin Yuan's mere comprehension of the 6th realm of space-time, even a level 12 supreme being couldn't achieve think and you are there. Within the vast territories of the main universe, there are occasionally dangerous spatial-temporal locations. There exist layered spatial-temporal mazes. Even with the comprehension of the 6th realm, one cannot traverse directly. But with my current control over space-time, plus the 9 steps of space-time, unless a strong being personally pursues me, I'm essentially invincible. Lin Yuan was certain in his heart. Even if he couldn't be omnipresent like he was in the boundless void, he had far surpassed his previous capabilities of spatial traversal in the main universe. Together with the 9 steps of space-time, not to mention beings beneath the supreme level, Lin Yuan had a feeling, even if a level 12 supreme being wanted to catch up to him, they would probably have to wait until the 5th or 6th step, or possibly only have a chance after the full 9 steps. The profound Xianxia lineage's survival secret technique, 9 steps of space-time, was undoubtedly unmatched in terms of escape speed. Xianxia the Fire. At website on Google to access chapters of novels early and in the highest quality. This was a Dao-protecting secret skill created specifically for the descendants of the profound Xianxia lineage by Xianxia, who roamed the chaos void. Although Lin Yuan was confident that supreme beings could not guarantee catching up to him within 9 steps during an escape, he would not foolishly provoke a supreme being. For a supreme being who wants to kill a being below the 12th stage, why would they need to personally chase them down? A single soul attack would be sufficient. Now my strength. Lin Yuan began to assess himself. Before his 10th travel, Lin Yuan's estimation of his combat strength was at the 3rd or 4th tier of level 11. But now, even for legendary beings at level 11 perfect, such as the 4 divine kings, if they did not make use of supreme weapons, Lin Yuan could easily suppress them with a flick of his hand. The 6th realm of space-time compared to the 5th realm is practically an overwhelming crush. If the combat strength of a level 11 perfect being is 10, and evil gods in the boundless void's 10th stage are between 15 to 20, then Lin Yuan's combat strength is around 100. And for a level 12 supreme being, setting this as a standard, their strength would be in the hundreds of millions. Although Lin Yuan still could not compare to a level 12 supreme being, he had also surpassed the normal level 11 perfect legendary beings. In the two-dimensional world, Lin Yuan used the environmental constraints of the two-dimensional world to crush those level 11 perfect legendary beings. In reality though, he was taking advantage of the situation. But now, Lin Yuan's real combat strength had indeed surpassed level 11 perfect legendary beings completely. Here, surpassing completely refers to those legendary beings relying purely on their own strength. Compared to the 10th stage evil gods of the boundless void, the level 11 perfect legendary beings in the main universe have a tremendous advantage. That is weaponry. The 4 divine kings could integrate a supreme weapon to greatly level up their combat strength. Other level 11 perfect legendary beings also have hopes of acquiring a supreme weapon. Most level 11 perfect legendary beings in the main universe were backed by peak clans or a supreme being. In order to improve the chances of reaching the ultimate level, peak clans or supreme beings would bestow a supreme weapon to allow the legendary being to pre-comprehend the power of the 12th level. This supreme weapon is only lent temporarily. If the recipient successfully enters the level 12, it won't be taken back, but if they fail, the weapon would return to the clan's possession. The reason the 4 divine kings have such a big reputation among the many level 11 perfect legendary beings in the main universe is because of the supreme weapon they own, which is very compatible with them. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 834 Refining the Ultimate Weapon. Please subscribe. Undersir 2A weapon that perfectly fits oneself is not only capable of perceiving more power of the 12th stage but can also deeply explore the might of this ultimate weapon. Unfortunately, the ultimate weapon of the 4 divine kings, along with the departure of white paper, was completely lost in the two-dimensional world, resulting in the loss of core spiritual will. This caused the 4 divine kings to fall from the top echelon of level 11 perfect legendary beings in one fell swoop. There's no need to elaborate on how an ultimate weapon enhances combat capabilities. Even if a level 11 perfect legendary being gets an ultimate weapon that is not quite suitable for them, when fully activated, it can still unleash the might of hundreds of times its battle strength. The activation here relies solely on one's own strength without any backups from a transcendent being left in the ultimate weapon. On the basis of a level 11 perfect legendary being's combat power of 10, to explode with the might of hundreds demonstrates the deterrence of an ultimate weapon. 10 to hundreds? This certainly does not mean a mere tenfold increase. A level 11 perfect legendary being wielding an ultimate weapon can easily sweep away a group of legendary beings without such weapons. Of course, a level 11 perfect legendary being, when wielding an ultimate weapon, can explode with might far beyond their own limits. But similarly, the energy expenditure to activate the ultimate weapon is also enormously terrifying. With the foundation of a level 11 perfect legendary being, it's impossible to wield the ultimate weapon more than a few times. Ultimate weapons. I have many of them. Sir the Novel Fire. Net ** website on Google to access chapters of novels early and in the highest quality. Lin Yuan's thoughts stirred, and the Taiyang divine spirit entered the Xianxia secret realm. In the cosmic starry skies of the main universe, when it comes to the number of ultimate weapons, Lin Yuan is unrivaled below the 12th stage. No one dares to claim second place. The number of curiosities collected by Lin Yuan in his journey to the two-dimensional world is close to 100. Even if most of these 100 items are 12-star rare materials, the number of ultimate weapons still exceeds 30. 30 ultimate weapons? Although it may not be as rich as the treasure vault of a peak race, it's enough to make any level 11 perfect legendary being look up to them. In fact, they can't even look up to them. Nearly all level 11 perfect legendary beings' ultimate weapons are temporarily borrowed from their race. Swoosh! Lin Yuan's figure appeared at the deepest part of the Xianxia secret realm. This is also where many curiosities are stored. Ultimate weapons. With a thought, 32 ultimate weapons appeared before Lin Yuan. The 32 ultimate weapons were neatly arranged, including knives, spears, cauldrons, towers, and a variety of others. Now I can actually pick a few ultimate weapons. Lin Yuan stroked his chin. Previously, Lin Yuan did not choose an ultimate weapon because he wanted to refine them. Even preliminary refining requires the understanding of the fusion of time and space at the 5th realm. Without reaching the 5th realm of time-space understanding, it is impossible to activate the vast time-space inside the ultimate weapon, let alone refine it. That is to say, to refine an ultimate weapon, one must start at the 6th tier of level 11, and in reality, most owners of ultimate weapons are at the 6th tier. That is, level 11 perfect legendary beings. Before Lin Yuan's 10th spatial traversal, his understanding of space-time was only at the 2nd realm, so naturally, he had no thoughts of refining ultimate weapons. But now, Lin Yuan's understanding of space-time has reached the 6th realm, allowing him not only to refine ultimate weapons but also to do it much faster than those level 11 perfect legendary beings. Moreover, a higher understanding of space-time is also very helpful in unlocking the power of ultimate weapons. An ultimate weapon, in the hands of a transcendent being, can display the might of hundreds of thousands and even millions in battle strength. But in the hands of a level 11 perfect legendary being, it can merely exert hundreds? The exploration of ultimate weapons by level 11 perfect beings is not even considered trivial. Let's take a look. Lin Yuan carefully selected among the 32 ultimate weapons, which required serious contemplation. Although in Lin Yuan's heart, the most suitable ultimate weapon would be the origin clock, it is still far from transforming into an ultimate weapon. Before that happens, Lin Yuan doesn't mind using a few ultimate weapons as a stopgap. Even if these ultimate weapons are not very suitable for him, their inherently high-quality nature can still significantly enhance his combat capability. This iron staff. Lin Yuan looked at a pitch-black iron staff. This iron staff was the first offensive weapon Lin Yuan obtained in the two-dimensional world. Even when confined within the two-dimensional world and subject to dimensional suppression, the staff's revealed aura was extremely powerful, filled with an overwhelming sense of weight. Once freed from the two-dimensional world and arriving in the main universe, the staff's innate power began to partially recover. Picking up this iron staff, the energy Lin Yuan would expend could probably lift tens of thousands of stars. Let's see if it feels right. With a thought, Lin Yuan moved to the high skies of the Xianxia secret realm. In the two-dimensional world, Lin Yuan used the pitch-black iron staff numerous times, but that staff in the two-dimensional world was completely different from the current one. With the restoration of 12-stage power, the staff in Lin Yuan's hands felt like it could crush the stars themselves. Whoosh! Lin Yuan held the pitch-black iron staff and casually swung it forward. A terrifying dark shadow emerged, and a black spatial crack tens of thousands of miles long was fiercely torn through the void of the Xianxia secret realm. Before an initial refining of an ultimate weapon, if one has a high enough understanding of the spatio-temporal fusion rule, it is possible to unleash some power of the ultimate weapon in advance. However, compared to after preliminary refining, the power would be much lower, and the energy expenditure even greater. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know. Report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 835 Refining the Ultimate Weapon, please subscribe. _3 However, for Lin Yuan, this was naturally not a big deal. He didn't fully activate the might of this supreme weapon, just trying it out to see if it felt right in his hands. Rustle. Rustle. One after another, black spatial rifts appeared. Everywhere they touched, everything was annihilated. In the distance. CTH Novel, F. Iyer. NT website on Google to access chapters of novels early and in the highest quality. A six-armed figure looked on with curiosity, not knowing what Lin Yuan was up to. As the spirit of the Xianxia secret realm, the six-armed figure had an inkling that something was amiss with Lin Yuan's arrival, but couldn't pinpoint exactly what. Until, Lin Yuan, holding a pitch-black iron staff, casually swung it, tearing a black rift tens of thousands of miles long. This particular black rift set the six-armed figure's heart trembling and mind fogging. Compared to the main universe, the space within the Xianxia secret realm was much more stable. To tear space within the Xianxia secret realm, one would at least need the strength of the 9th stage peak. But even at the 9th stage peak, the number of spatial layers torn in an instant would only be up to several hundreds of thousands at most. Even those special 9th stage beings from the myriad heavy realm, at their full strength, wouldn't exceed this number when tearing through the spatial layers. Level 10 and Level 11 powerhouses were almost the same. If they were in the Xianxia secret realm, the number of spatial layers they could tear in an instant wouldn't exceed 10 million. However, the spat of that iron staff from Lin Yuan had caused black spatial rifts to form. Normally, spatial rifts would mostly appear gray-hued. Black rifts indicated that one was close to tearing through all the spatial layers. In other words, Lin Yuan's strike was so powerful that it could very well have pierced through the Xianxia secret realm. How could the six-armed figure not tremble at heart? The Xianxia secret realm was opened by Emperor Xianxia himself. Even if the internal defenses were not as robust as the external, piercing through the realm was no easy feat. At least the level 11 perfect legendary beings are far from capable of it, even with a supreme weapon in hand. It's very difficult to tear the spatial layers to this extent instantaneously. Just Lin Yuan? The six-armed figure watched Lin Yuan nonchalantly tear through rifts tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of miles long, and its heart violently trembled. Master, how could he demonstrate such a level of power with a supreme weapon? The six-armed figure could hardly believe it. He also saw that Lin Yuan's ability to open the black spatial rifts originated from that iron staff supreme weapon in his hand. But to activate a supreme weapon, one needed sufficient understanding of spacetime, especially since Lin Yuan had yet to refine those supreme weapons. Even if he could activate them, the power he could demonstrate would be extremely limited. But Lin Yuan? How did he manage to do it? The six-armed figure actually had a guess in his heart, which was that Lin Yuan's comprehension of spacetime was very high, perhaps reaching the 12th level? But this young master of the Xianxia secret realm was only at the 10th level. High above the Xianxia secret realm, Lin Yuan casually swung the pitch-black iron staff, feeling the power it exerted. With my current strength at full power, plus initial refinement of the supreme weapon, I can create an eternal spatial rift within the Xianxia secret realm. Lin Yuan thought to himself. The condition for creating an eternal spatial rift was to tear through all spatial layers. Currently, with a supreme weapon in Lin Yuan's hand, even without initial refinement, he could release a strength of over 1,000 battles. The number of spatial layers in the Xianhuang secret realm was far fewer than in the main universe. Hence he could hope to tear it open completely. Of course, Lin Yuan could only achieve this feat within the Xianhuang secret realm. In the main universe, to create an eternal spatial rift would require a strength capable of million battle might. That was the threshold strength of the 12th level. Only with such strength could one tear through all the spatial layers of the main universe. This iron staff, it still doesn't suit me. After trying for a while, Lin Yuan gave up the idea of refining the iron staff. The power of the staff was indeed great, but it was different from Lin Yuan's fighting style. Moreover, in the two-dimensional world, in front of the powerhouses of the myriad clans, Lin Yuan had used this supreme weapon several times. If he now chose to refine this pitch-black iron staff, as soon as he used it in the outside world, it would surely be recognized by the powerhouses of the Starry Sky races. The conclusion would then be drawn. That human evolver named Shueyu from the two-dimensional world was Lin Yuan. Supreme weapons are not unique, but there are only so many in number, and there are few choices for staff-shaped supreme weapons. Next, Lin Yuan continued to try out the other 31 supreme weapons. Ultimately, for offensive supreme weapons, he chose a silver-white battle saber. This silver-white battle saber embodied a complete Space Great Tao, which is Space Great Tao, not space rules. With one slash, its sharpness reached an extreme. As for defense, regarding physical defense, Lin Yuan chose a golden armor, one of the finest physical defensive weapons among the 32 supreme weapons. And for soul defense, Lin Yuan's choices were very limited, because among the 32 supreme weapons, there was only one that was a supreme weapon for soul defense. It was a deep cyan bead. 3 supreme weapons, 1 offensive and 2 defensive. Fully armed to the teeth, other level 11 perfect legendary beings would find it extremely difficult to obtain one supreme weapon bestowed by their tribes. Yet Lin Yuan was equipped with 3 at once. What a pity, with my understanding of space-time, even if I could refine the supreme weapons quickly, the energy needed to activate them dictates that I can hold at most 3. Lin Yuan shook his head slightly. If possible, he naturally wanted to refine all the supreme weapons. But it was unrealistic, not being a supreme being. The burden of activating supreme weapons was great. Even if Lin Yuan stepped into the 11th level, it was not possible to activate too many supreme weapons at once. This will be the 3. Time to start refining them. Lin Yuan once again appeared at the deepest part of the Xianhuang secret realm, picked up the silver-white battle saber, and his will began to penetrate as he quickly started the refining process. Refining a supreme weapon was no simple matter. Normally, for level 11 perfect beings to initially refine a supreme weapon, it would take thousands to tens of thousands of years. Lin Yuan, however, was much faster, able to refine one in just a few years at most. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 836 The Incredible Strongest Beings. Please subscribe. Refining the strongest weapon is naturally a task for the Taiyang Divine Spirit. Lin Yuan's true self shares with the 2 major primordial spirits' wills. No matter which one refines it, the other 2 can enjoy the benefits. Essentially, the true self and the primordial spirit belong to the same person. Milky Way main star. Lin Yuan sits cross-legged. In a few more months, I can step into the 11th layer. Lin Yuan thought to himself. Now, he has reached the extreme in almost every aspect. The only choice left is to step into the 11th layer. In fact, with Lin Yuan's current accumulation, let alone at the 10th layer, even within the 11th layer, it is unprecedented. To this day in this universe, no 11th layer being has ever comprehended the 6th realm of spacetime. But now, maybe I could try becoming a ranked disciple of the Magic Jade Tower? Lin Yuan's heart stirred. The disciples, or rather, the members of the Magic Jade Tower, are divided into 4 types. Ordinary disciple/member. Core disciple/member. Ranked disciple/member. Direct disciple/member. According to Lin Yuan's current choice to join Magic Jade Tower, the first condition to become a ranked disciple is to thoroughly comprehend all the demonic evolutionary paths within that strongest body. The second condition is to be a being below the 12th layer. To become an ordinary disciple of the Magic Jade Tower, one needs to comprehend 3,333 demonic evolutionary paths. CTH Nafire. At website on Google to access chapters of novels early and in the highest quality. To become a core disciple of the Magic Jade Tower, one needs to comprehend 33,333 demonic evolutionary paths. And to become a ranked disciple, one must comprehend all the demonic evolutionary paths. That is the condition for Lin Yuan to become a ranked disciple. The ranked disciples of the Magic Jade Tower are already considered the elite foundation of the Magic Jade Tower. According to the suggestion of statue Xianxia, if Lin Yuan could become a ranked disciple, he would be authorized to take over that demon jade space. But becoming a ranked disciple is too difficult. Even Xianxia, who has witnessed many miracles, doesn't believe Lin Yuan has a chance. Comprehending all the demonic evolutionary paths? And restricted to beings below the 12th layer? Beings below the 12th layer wanting to comprehend the demonic evolutionary paths from within the body of the strongest being? Even though this strongest being has fallen, it's almost impossible to achieve. When Magic Jade Tower was at its peak, most beings that became ranked disciples chose to cultivate a particular demonic evolutionary path and perfect it. As for the few that comprehended the demonic evolutionary paths wholly, they also relied on the heritage keystones in Magic Jade Tower that specifically carried the demonic evolutionary paths for enlightenment. Directly comprehending the demonic evolutionary paths from the body of the strongest being? Nearly impossible. The interference from the body of the strongest being itself is too great, and the omnipresent will pressure greatly increases the difficulty of comprehending the demonic evolutionary paths. But now Lin Yuan is considering giving it a try. Primarily because the rewards of becoming a ranked disciple of Magic Jade Tower are quite tempting to Lin Yuan. And taking over the demon jade space would allow Lin Yuan to enjoy the benefits of being a ranked disciple to the greatest extent. The last is the confidence Lin Yuan gained from the 10th traverse to comprehend all the demonic evolutionary paths. Virtual world. Space for contemplating the demonic evolutionary paths. The phantom of that strongest body still floats above the sky. Countless evolvers from human civilization have come and gone and come. Up until now, among the many evolvers of human civilization who have cultivated and supplemented demonic evolutionary paths to become ordinary members of Magic Jade Tower, there is only an evolver named Yuan Qing. The more one cultivates, the more one can feel the unfathomable depth of the strongest being's level. Lin Yuan sits cross-legged on the mountain peak, looking up at that body. Even though Lin Yuan has already reached the 12th layer in certain aspects, there is still a vast gap compared to a true strongest being. Not to mention anything else, but the universe inside the strongest being, which spans tens of thousands to hundreds of thousands of light years. How vast must the flesh and soul birthed in such a colossal internal universe be? Lin Yuan's internal world has already broken the restrictions and shackles of the main universe, yet it only spans 200 to 300 million miles in radius. Compared to the internal universe of the strongest being measured in light years, it's not on the same level at all. Let's start by comprehending the demonic evolutionary paths. Lin Yuan's thoughts converged, and he carefully observed the body above the sky. Before performing the 10th traverse, the greatest obstacle Lin Yuan faced in contemplating this body was the omnipresent mental will pressure originating from within the body. This mental will pressure constantly interfered with Lin Yuan's contemplation of the demonic evolutionary paths. Most crucially, compared to when the mental will index was below 100,000, this mental will pressure could still polish one's own mental will. Once the mental will index surpasses 100,000, the polishing effect of this mental will pressure is almost non-existent. Having lost the use of polishing the mental will and constantly disturbed by the mental will pressure, even Lin Yuan, with his against heaven's understanding, doesn't see a hope of comprehending all the demonic evolutionary paths in a short time. The mental will pressure originates from the strongest beings, and all life forms beneath the strongest beings experience disturbances. The more evolution pathways of demons one comprehends, the greater the disturbance received. But now, the reason Lin Yuan has the confidence to fully comprehend all demonic evolution pathways is that he is confident in resisting this mental will pressure interference. The 10th traversal brought Lin Yuan the greatest help, which was not achieving the 6th realm of space and time, but raising his mental will index to 33,334,000. Achieving the 6th realm of space and time would have been possible for Lin Yuan even outside the boundless void, but such an immense increase in mental will? Lin Yuan had never anticipated that before traversing. A mental will index of 30 to 40 million not only reaches the level of the strongest, but also isn't low among them. Facing the mental will pressure emanating from the bodies of strongest beings of the same level, it is not to say he can completely ignore it, but resisting it wouldn't take much effort. As long as the interference from this mental will pressure is lost, with Lin Yuan's against heaven's understanding, Fully comprehending all demonic evolution pathways is just a matter of time. You're against heaven's understanding. Observe the mysterious body, comprehending 10 kinds of demonic evolution pathways. You're against heaven's understanding. Observe the mysterious body, comprehending 50 kinds of demonic evolution pathways. You're against heaven's understanding. Observe the mysterious body, comprehending 200 kinds of demonic evolution pathways. As Lin Yuan predicted, during this comprehension of the body, the mental will pressure that previously caused him great disturbance now feels like a spring breeze, no longer affecting him at all. In just half a day, Lin Yuan had comprehended thousands of demonic evolution pathways. To fully comprehend all demonic evolution pathways, relying solely on the body projections in the virtual world might not be sufficient. At the necessary moment, I need to comprehend the body itself. While Lin Yuan was comprehending, he still had the capacity to think about reliance. The bodies that all human evolvers are comprehending are those where several strongest beings of human civilization jointly replicated part of that Bodhi's essence and then projected it into the virtual world. As for why not to comprehend the body itself, it's because the influence and contamination from the body itself are too great. Even 11th tier evolvers dare not come too close, let alone comprehend. As for evolvers below the 11th tier, if they dare to directly comprehend the body of the strongest, they would probably be burst by the immense information contained within the body of the strongest in an instant. Even if not burst, they would quickly collapse under the massive mental will pressure originating from the body of the strongest itself. But for Lin Yuan now, the aforementioned problems are no longer issues. With Lin Yuan's current mental will index, even if facing a living strongest being, he would stand fearless in terms of mental will, let alone a deceased strongest being. That segment of the strongest being's body must be kept in the human civilization treasury. Given Lin Yuan's current status in human civilization, if he wants to directly comprehend that segment of the body, he just needs to mention it to Xianxia and other strongest beings. After all, it's just comprehending, not taking away that body segment. Lin Yuan divided a sliver of mental will to comprehend the numerous demonic evolution pathways within the body. Meanwhile, his true self still sat on the Milky Way main star, adjusting his state to perfection as much as possible. Before stepping into the 11th layer, I still need to meet a strongest being. Lin Yuan thought, remembering the terrifying disturbance caused by the Chaos Void origin infusion when he stepped into the 10th layer. Now stepping into the 11th layer, the disturbance would only be greater. So Lin Yuan naturally wanted to inform the strongest beings beforehand. Provoking the Chaos Void origin infusion couldn't be concealed. Rather than having the strongest beings notice it during his breakthrough, it's better to openly mention it now. At least it would prepare several of the strongest beings of human civilization, so they needn't worry about movements from other races. As for the strongest beings of human civilization, Lin Yuan believed he could trust them. As long as he was a human evolver, he would receive support. Bas. Thinking this, Lin Yuan again split off a sliver of will, entering the virtual world. Xiaoyu virtual world. Xianxia, the strongest being, sat on the throne and suddenly opened his eyes. Galaxy Master is looking for me? Xianxia's expression grew slightly solemn. Is it about discussing advancing to the 11th tier? Since knowing that Lin Yuan had comprehended the spatio-temporal fusion rule at the 10th layer, he had no doubts about Lin Yuan advancing to the 11th tier. The pillar-level fusion rule's second realm allows entry to the 11th tier, and comprehending the spatio-temporal fusion rule also enables entry to the 11th tier. In terms of difficulty, the latter is many times harder than the former. In this era of human civilization, a genius of this caliber is born. Xianxia felt quite emotional after agreeing to Lin Yuan's entry. The 10th layer comprehending the spatio-temporal fusion rule. Xianxia had only heard a few pieces of information about such monstrous entities from inheritances outside the universe. As for within the universe, at least Xianxia, the Galaxy Master, had never known of such unparalleled geniuses being born. After not much time, Xianxia saw Lin Yuan's figure appear. Since it was within the virtual world, whether it be Xianxia or Lin Yuan, both were condensed from a sliver of mental will. Galaxy Master. Xianxia smiled and was about to ask Lin Yuan what was the matter. But the next moment, Xianxia could not smile anymore. He looked at Lin Yuan somewhat incredulously, sizing him up repeatedly, almost doubting his own senses. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know. Report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 837 Anticipation. Please subscribe. Why do I feel like I'm facing another ultimate being? Xianxia, the Supreme Being, was shocked. This was the perception of the Supreme Beings, emerging only when facing existences of the same level. When Xianxia, the Supreme Being, interacted with 8 other Supreme Beings, this perception emerged. It also came forth when negotiating with other ultimate alien races. But now, Lin Yuan? A young lad who has just entered the 10th rank? Could it actually give Xianxia, the Supreme Being, a similar feeling? If it weren't for Xianxia, the Supreme Being, experiencing this himself, he wouldn't believe it at all. It's ridiculous. What's the reason? Spiritual will? Galaxy Master's spiritual will surpasses the threshold of 18 million mind will index points. No, it's not just surpassing. It is far beyond. Xianxia, the Supreme Being's mind operated incredibly fast, immediately speculating the most likely reason. Firstly, this is the virtual world, whether it be Lin Yuan or Xianxia, the Supreme Being. It is all a manifestation of a trace of spiritual will. Secondly, this place is the personal world of Xianxia, the Supreme Being. Without permission, even other Supreme Beings can't use any power here. That is to say, the feeling Lin Yuan gives to Xianxia, the Supreme Being, originates entirely from the intensity of spiritual will. Only when one spiritual will steps into the level of Supreme Beings can it give Xianxia, the Supreme Being, such a feeling. But Lin Yuan? Spiritual will strength of a Supreme Being? Xianxia, the Supreme Being, suddenly didn't know how to describe it. A 10th rank life form? Possessing the spiritual will strength of a Supreme Being? Can that still be called a 10th rank life form? Xianxia, the Supreme Being, fell silent. Supreme Being? Lin Yuan also noticed Xianxia, the Supreme Being's repeated scrutinizing gaze. Under normal circumstances, when he came to visit Xianxia, the Supreme Being, the latter would have already started asking what the matter was. It seems he has felt my spiritual will strength, Lin Yuan thought to himself. It was inevitable given that Lin Yuan's spiritual will had reached the 12th rank, but ultimately, he was still at the 10th rank and could not perfectly conceal it in front of a Supreme Being. Even if he hadn't come to visit Xianxia, the Supreme Being, before the breakthrough to the 11th rank, the Supreme Being incarnation would discover it when it descended. Your spiritual will, has it surpassed 20 million index points? After a moment of silence, Xianxia, the Supreme Being, began to ask directly. Spiritual will indexes, once they exceed 10 million points, become very difficult to quantify specifically. Xianxia, the Supreme Being, only felt that Lin Yuan's spiritual will index had definitely reached the 12th rank level, and it wasn't just at the basic entry level. About. Lin Yuan nodded. In fact, his spiritual will index had reached 33,340,000 points. But that too falls under the category of surpassing 20 million. Having received confirmation from Lin Yuan, Xianxia, the Supreme Being didn't know how to respond. A monstrosity. Sir, the novel fire. Net ** website on Google to access chapters of novels early and in the highest quality. Absolutely monstrous. Merely at the 10th rank, yet in the domain of spiritual will, stepping into the 12th rank, can a human evolver really achieve this? Compared to other talents and aptitudes, spiritual will is the least susceptible to shortcuts. The unique special lives in the universe, with their exceedingly noble bloodlines. What about spiritual will? It still requires starting from scratch. A powerful physical soul, the spiritual will it cultivates will indeed be stronger, but certainly not with as much advantage as in the physical soul domain. I had a seclusion some time ago, where I gained some insights in spiritual will. Lin Yuan offered the reason he had prepared. The enhancement of spiritual will, aside from its gradual increase through extended age, can also be boosted in a short time through epiphanies. Here, epiphanies are the sudden insights into the operations of the universe and all things within it. However, such events are rare and, since the creation of the universe, have not occurred frequently, and even when they do, it is usually among life forms of lower ranks. For example, a 4th rank or 5th rank life form occasionally has an epiphany, and their spiritual will index jumps from a few hundred to a few thousand. Certain native lives on barbaric wilderness planets, without undergoing any evolutionary cultivation, have a spiritual will index nearing 10,000? But for someone like Lin Yuan, after an epiphany, to have the spiritual will index directly surpass 20 million points, probably has never happened before. Epiphany. Xianxia, the Supreme Being, once again fell silent, vaguely guessing that the significant rise in Lin Yuan's spiritual will was probably not as simple as an epiphany, because the increase was too substantial. Nevertheless, that was Lin Yuan's own secret, and Xiaqin, the Supreme Being, would not interfere. Since Lin Yuan stepped into the 10th rank, causing the Chaos Void origin infusion, and thereafter tearing open a cosmic rift measured by light years, Xiaqin, the Supreme Being, knew Lin Yuan had his own remarkable encounters. Regarding these, Xiaqin, the Supreme Being, wouldn't even ask. Spiritual will. The stronger the better. After much thought, Xiaqin, the Supreme Being, slowly began. The higher the rank of the evolver, the more they could feel the importance of spiritual will. Evolutionaries from the 1st rank to the 5th and 6th rank probably don't even know about spiritual will. But starting from the 7th rank, especially when breaking through to the 8th rank, one of the prerequisites is that the spiritual will index reaches 10,000 points. Only then can one confidently surpass the heart demon tribulation. From the 8th rank onwards, the influence of spiritual will grows continuously. By the 11th rank, when striking for the ultimate, it necessitates a spiritual will index of 10 million points. In fact, the importance of spiritual will goes far beyond this. Whether it be human civilization's 11th rank evolvers or other alien races' 11th rank powerhouses, their physical souls will no longer decay. But why do they still seek to extend their lifespan by slowing down the flow of time? If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know. Report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 838 Anticipation. Please subscribe. _2 Theoretically, the physical and spiritual existence of a level 11 life should have no limitations on lifespan. However, in reality, the longer one lives, even if there are no problems with the physical and soul aspects, mental and spiritual will can still become distorted. Once the spiritual will becomes distorted and insane, true death is not far away. At this moment, the importance of a strong spiritual will is manifested. The stronger the spiritual will, the more it can counteract this distortion and insanity. Currently, with Lin Yuan's strength of spiritual will, he could easily live through an entire cosmic era. Even if it were not for the destruction of the universe and the collapse and depletion of the river of time, which ensures the death of all lives within the river, Lin Yuan would be able to live through multiple cosmic eras. Additionally, a strong spiritual will has profound impacts on many aspects. Especially in terms of soul defense, a strong spiritual will in place is more helpful than any soul defensive artifact. Supreme Being, I have come this time to prepare for my breakthrough to level 11. Lin Yuan mentioned the main issue, which was also one of the reasons he came to meet Xiaqin's Supreme Being. CTH Novelfire, net website on Google to access chapters of novels early and in the highest quality. Breakthrough to level 11? Xiaqin's Supreme Being immediately grasped the situation. He had long guessed that Lin Yuan was here for this purpose. However, just at the beginning of their meeting, he was so shocked by Lin Yuan's terrifying spiritual will that he has not yet recovered. When are you planning to make the breakthrough? Xiaqin's Supreme Being asked seriously. In a few months, Lin Yuan answered. For a breakthrough, one must choose the best state of condition. With Lin Yuan's current rate of adjustment, a few months should suffice. No problem. Xiaqin's Supreme Being nodded. At that time, I will call them to be your protectors. Xiaqin's Supreme Being's expression turned slightly solemn. Them naturally refers to the other 9 Supreme Beings of human civilization. 200 to 300 years ago, when Lin Yuan broke through to level 10, the disturbance was far beyond what Xiaqin's Supreme Being had anticipated. If it were not for forcibly borrowing the power of the Supreme Beings and the assist from the Feather Butterfly Supreme Being next door, it might have alerted other alien Supreme Beings with just Xiaqin's Supreme Being's own avatar's power alone. But this time, Xiaqin has learned his lesson and directly called in the other 8 Supreme Beings of human civilization. With the power of 9 Supreme Beings, even protecting during the ultimate impact for level 11 will be more than sufficient. Thus, Xiaqin's Supreme Being believes that he is well prepared this time. Rest assured, my true form will continuously watch over the Milky Way main star. You can proceed with your breakthrough without worries. Xiaqin's Supreme Being added another sentence. The true forms of the 9 Supreme Beings of human civilization are all stationed at crucial nodes of the territory, deterring other alien Supreme Beings. After all, the true form of a Supreme Being represents the highest battle power in the universe. But for Lin Yuan's breakthrough this time, Xiaqin Supreme Being is ready to mobilize his true form at any moment. Ensuring that Lin Yuan successfully steps into level 11 is currently the most crucial task for human civilization, and it's acceptable even to pay some price for it. Besides, even if Xiaqin Supreme Being deploys his true form, it's highly unlikely that the alien races will make any excessive moves unless they wish to provoke a full-scale war. Otherwise, a certain balance is generally maintained. "Thank you, Supreme Being," Lin Yuan said. "This is the advantage of having the support of a powerful force, being smooth sailing before fully growing up unless one intentionally seeks challenges to train themselves. Otherwise, with Lin Yuan's natural talent, he wouldn't have to divert any attention to anything other than his breakthrough." "No need to thank me," Xiaqin Supreme Being shook his head slightly. If other peak races in the universe knew that a monstrous talent like Lin Yuan was born within human civilization, they would probably go mad with envy. With your current strength, you should consider aiming for the ultimate. The ultimate leap of a level 11 life. External forces might help, but they certainly won't play a dominant role, Xiaqin Supreme Being rarely reminded. Human civilization indeed possesses artifacts and methods to assist in the ultimate breakthrough, like that source of the universe. But to step into level 12 and become a supreme being, it largely depends on oneself. Lin Yuan nodded. Understood. Currently, the most crucial artifact that Lin Yuan possesses for the ultimate impact is the Heart of Spacetime. This is prepared by the demonic Jade Tower Master for his own direct disciple, allowing one to escape the bindings of the River of Time during the ultimate leap phase. Compared to the source of the universe, the Heart of Spacetime has much greater effects. Good that you understand, Xiaqin Supreme Being nodded. Actually, these words are usually meant for 11th level perfected evolvers. For 11th level perfected evolvers, stepping into the ultimate is just one step away, and receiving such reminders is more than normal. As for a level 10 like Lin Yuan, he is completely an exception. Supreme Being, there's one more thing. Lin Yuan spoke lowly after discussing a few more things with Xiaqin Supreme Being. Go ahead, Xiaqin Supreme Being looked at Lin Yuan with a smile. I want to comprehend that segment of the level 12 physical body itself. Lin Yuan stated. Within the virtual world, that segment of the body is ultimately just a projection. To thoroughly understand all demonic evolutionary paths, one must directly comprehend the physical body itself. If this were before the 10th traversal, Lin Yuan definitely would not have easily done this. Facing the remnant body of a creature of level 12 is highly risky for any being below level 12. That segment of the body, well, you should be fine. Xiaqin Supreme Being was just about to comment on whether Lin Yuan could withstand the psychic pressure from the body itself, but then immediately thought of Lin Yuan's supreme level spiritual will. The psychic pressure from the remnant body at the same supreme level poses no threat to another supreme being. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know. Report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 839 Anticipation. Please subscribe. Underscore 3. This has also been repeatedly confirmed by the 9 supreme beings of human civilization. Even the supreme being Xiaqin also comprehended that severed body for a while, understanding most of the demonic evolutionary pathways. Unfortunately, the conditions for supreme beings to join the demonic Jade Tower are completely different from those of 7th and 8th layer beings. Even if a supreme being comprehends all the demonic evolutionary pathways within the severed body, they cannot become the most ordinary disciple of the demonic Jade Tower. Compared to 7th and 8th layer beings comprehending the demonic evolutionary pathways, it is too simple for a supreme being. Moreover, when the demonic Jade Tower recruits beings of the supreme level, there is another set of standards for assessment, personally presided over by the Moyu Tower Master. However, the Moyu Tower Master has long since disappeared for several cosmic eras, making it basically impossible for supreme beings to join the Moyu Tower. Still, be cautious. Once you detect any anomaly, withdraw immediately. After repeated deliberation, the supreme being Xiaqin confirmed that there were no risks for Lin Yuan and nodded in agreement. All right. Lin Yuan responded. I've already granted you the access, you just need to head to the 13 Sirius grounds, someone will take you there. The supreme being Xiaqin closed his eyes, and after a moment, he opened them and looked at Lin Yuan. Human civilization has 22 Sirius grounds. That body comes from the Chaos Void Force demonic Jade Tower, highly valued by the 9 supreme beings of human civilization, specifically placed within the 13 Sirius grounds. 13 Sirius grounds, Lin Yuan nodded. Previously under the guidance of the Feather Butterfly Supreme Being, he went to a majestic palace, in front of several Supreme Beings. That place was the number 3 serious ground of human civilization. How many merit points do I need to pay? Lin Yuan asked. Such comprehension of 12-star level artifacts required merit points. Lin Yuan's black star in the guiding space. Entering once requires 1 billion merit points. 12 guiding spaces. A round totals 12 billion merit points. The upper limit of the guiding space is the 4th realm of fusion rules, belonging to the 11th layer level. No one has comprehended that body anyway. You comprehending it won't affect anything. No merit points are needed. Xianxia, the Supreme Being, waved his hand. CTH Novel Fire. Net website on Google to access chapters of novels early and in the highest quality. Actually, merit points can also be collected, but on such minor matters, with the authority of Xianxia, the Supreme Being, he could choose to collect or not. Those merit points were too insignificant for Xianxia to care about. So he simply chose not to bother collecting them. Thank you, Supreme Being. Lin Yuan expressed his gratitude again, understanding that this was Xianxia looking out for him. After chatting a few more words with Xianxia, Lin Yuan brought up his departure. Watching Lin Yuan disappear into his individual world, Xianxia, Supreme Being, sank into contemplation. Shortly after, a figure condensed out of thin air. It was the Feather Butterfly Supreme Being. Xianxia, are you crazy, actually allowing the Galaxy Master to comprehend that body? The Feather Butterfly Supreme Being frowned. The authority for Lin Yuan to go to the 13 serious grounds and comprehend the body was transmitted through the virtual world. And as the creator of the virtual world, the Feather Butterfly Supreme Being was naturally the first to know, hence she appeared immediately. As a Supreme Being, the Feather Butterfly Supreme Being clearly knew the impact of that severed body on life forms below the 12th layer. This can be seen from the fact that until now, no 11th layer evolutionary dared to comprehend that body. Those lesser 7th and 8th layer guys only comprehend a projection of the true body. The mental and willpower pressure they withstand is far less than directly facing the body itself's despair. The Feather Butterfly Supreme Being couldn't imagine why Xianxia, the Supreme Being, would make such a decision. The Galaxy Master is the most talented genius in the history of human civilization, potentially becoming the 10th Supreme Being, allowing such a genius with limitless potential to comprehend that body? The Feather Butterfly Supreme Being couldn't understand. Feather Butterfly, don't worry. Xianxia, the Supreme Being, looked at Feather Butterfly, the Supreme Being, and explained, the talent of the Galaxy Master is even beyond our expectations. Talent is talent, the Galaxy Master is only at the 10th layer now. Even if he is hopeful to withstand the source mind and willpower pressure of that body, it would be after stepping into the 12th layer. Have you thought through the consequences of letting him comprehend it now? The Feather Butterfly Supreme Being said. The Galaxy Master is an evolutionary of Xiaoyu Evolution Tower. It's reasonable for Xianxia, the Supreme Being, to decide how to guide. But the Galaxy Master's talent is too terrifying. As an evolutionary of human civilization, Feather Butterfly wouldn't allow Xianxia to ruin such an exceptional human genius. After the 12th layer, Xianxia, the Supreme Being, looked strange and finally shook his head. No need to wait that long, they can resist it now. What do you mean? Feather Butterfly, the Supreme Being, was slightly stunned. The mind and willpower of the Galaxy Master has already reached the level of the 12th layer. Xianxia, the Supreme Being, didn't keep it a secret and said directly. Mind and willpower at the 12th layer level. Feather Butterfly, the Supreme Being, was also silent. She sent a strand of mind and willpower, through the virtual world authority, began to lock onto the mental will incarnation Lin Yuan had just condensed. Indeed, over 18 million points of mind and willpower index. To be precise, at least over 20 million points. Feather Butterfly, the Supreme Being, pupils sharply contracted, somewhat in disbelief. Right. Xianxia, the Supreme Being, looked at Feather Butterfly, the Supreme Being, quite pleased, as if he was looking at his former self. A 10th layer life. How can it have such strong mind and willpower? Feather Butterfly, the Supreme Being, muttered to herself, if Lin Yuan's mind and willpower is so strong, then there should be no problem comprehending that body. After all, it is only a part of a body, it has fallen for who knows how many eons, being able to retain some residual mind and willpower pressure is already quite impressive, coupled with the suppression by the 9 supreme beings of human civilization. Lin Yuan only needs to withstand the mind and willpower pressure. Then there would be no hidden dangers. Who knows? Xia Qin, the supreme being, shook his head, his face showing a look of anticipation. But now I'm even more curious, to what heights this little guy can reach in the future. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know. Report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 840. I'll wait for you on the 11th step. Please subscribe. My current mental will is too strong. Even the strongest beings can sense it with just a slight perception, thought Lin Yuan as he sat cross-legged on the Milky Way main star. This was one of the drawbacks of a rapidly improving mental will. His realm had yet to catch up. However, once I step into the 11th rank, things should get much better. Lin Yuan thought quietly to himself. After stepping into the 11th rank, Lin Yuan's physical soul bodhi's inner world would undergo another significant leap forward. At that time, it's estimated that he could barely withstand the pressure of over 33 million units of mental will. Unless Lin Yuan made a full effort and deliberately exposed himself, it would be tough for even the strongest beings to detect any anomalies in his mental will. Virtual world. Lin Yuan met with his parents, casually chatting. Xiao Yuan, your sister and brother-in-law, also came over. Lu Qiong, his mother, received the news and looked at Lin Yuan. Let them come over, Lin Yuan nodded. Ever since his sister Lin Yi married Xia Karen, he seldom saw them. Soon, Lin Yi and Xia Karen appeared. Greetings, Galaxy Master. Facing Lin Yuan, Xia Karen was still extremely respectful. Since marrying Lin Yi, Xia Karen had clearly felt his status within the Xia family rise more than just a notch. Originally, Xia Karen was just an ordinary direct descendant of the Xia family. With the scale of human the Xia family, there were at least hundreds of thousands, if not a million such direct descendants. They had a certain status and no worries about food and drink, but that was all. With the identity of a direct descendant of the Xia family, Xia Karen could lead a carefree life, but the possibility of reaching a high position was virtually non-existent. Who knew how many were in line ahead of him? But merely by being with Lin Yi, Xia Karen received a summons from that 11th rank old ancestor of the Xia family. After the two married, Xia Karen was directly admitted into the core of the Xia family, and even had the hope of becoming the next head of the Xia family. The head of the Xia family was a significant figure in human civilization, of great importance. This was a position Xia Karen did not even dare to dream of before. However, Xia Karen had a very clear understanding of himself. All of his current changes in status and identity originated from the Galaxy Master. Without the Galaxy Master, Xia Karen would have been just one of the numerous, insignificant direct descendants of the vast human the Xia family. Lin Yuan nodded slightly, quite satisfied with Xia Karen. At the very least, the man was truly sincere towards Lin Yi. With Lin Yuan's current privileges as a level 9 citizen, Xia Karen had almost no privacy in front of him. The family chatted for a while. Then Lin Yuan stood up and left. The outside world says that the Galaxy Master has the highest talent in our human civilization. But who knows that apart from cultivation, the Galaxy Master has no other interests. It was not until Lin Yuan left that Xia Karen finally relaxed a bit. He didn't know why, but every time he saw the Galaxy Master, he was incredibly nervous, not even daring to breathe too loudly. Time passed. In the blink of an eye, 3 months had gone by. Virtual world, that segment of the body still hovered above the sky. Lin Yuan slowly emerged from the state of contemplation. These 3 months, I have thoroughly understood over 2 million demonic evolutionary pathways, and there are no more for me to deduce. Lin Yuan shook his head slightly. The body he was contemplating at the moment was just a projection after all, naturally not containing as much information as the actual body itself. Well, I should make a trip to the 13th Forbidden Zone. On the Milky Way main star, Lin Yuan opened his eyes and split off a strand of mental will, forming an avatar that immediately disappeared on the spot. With Lin Yuan's current mental will strength, even a temporarily conjured avatar could easily wield 11th rank battle power. This is the advantage of strong mental will. An avatar of the strongest being can also exert battle power far above the 11th rank. Whoosh! The avatar Lin Yuan conjured up left the Milky Way star region in the blink of an eye. Space-time. The strong mental will meant that this avatar could utilize most of Lin Yuan's rule perception, including the 6th realm of space-time. Therefore, when it came to traveling, it was undoubtedly the fastest existence beneath the strongest beings in current human civilization. Of course, This fastest is based on the premise that other human civilization evolvers do not rely on external forces for travel. Relying solely on his own power and rule perception, Lin Yuan believed that no 11th level perfected evolver could exceed this avatar of his. 1 month later, Lin Yuan smoothly arrived at the 13th Forbidden Zone. As a critical location of human civilization, any citizen entering this place would need to undergo strict checks. Lin Yuan, with the authority delegated by the powerful Xia Qin, naturally encountered no obstructions along the way and directly reached the depths of the Forbidden Zone. This Forbidden Zone is also a terrifying ultimate weapon. Lin Yuan surveyed his surroundings, sensing a faint pressure. Very soon, Lin Yuan arrived in front of a grand hall. After passing the identity soul determination, Lin Yuan smoothly entered the hall. From the outside, the hall didn't appear very large, only a few dozen miles in radius. But once Lin Yuan entered, he found himself in a vast world. That is. At first glance, Lin Yuan saw a body placed at the center of this world. Compared to the projection in the virtual world, this body was even more realistic and detailed, with even the textures clearly visible. At the same time, a surging, ocean-like spiritual will came crashing down on Lin Yuan like a deluge. Lin Yuan's expression remained unchanged. This spiritual will was far more powerful than the projection inside the virtual world, strong enough to destroy the will of a level 11 evolver in a short time. Even a level 11 perfected evolver wouldn't last long in front of this body, and might even incur some irreversible damage afterwards. But Lin Yuan? It was no more than a spring breeze on his face. With 334 million points of spiritual will index, not to mention just a body, even if this ultimate being were to come back to life, Lin Yuan was confident he could withstand it without using any other powers, as long as they didn't use any other powers. The body of an ultimate being? Lin Yuan approached within 10 meters, the best distance for observing the body. Inside the virtual world, Lin Yuan could only see vague parts of the projection, but now, he could clearly see every detail within the flesh and blood of this body. The skin of this body was crystal clear, with a faint layer of black membrane on the surface. Lin Yuan observed deeper, magnifying the flesh and blood by 1,000,000 times, only to find that the body was like a vast universe, each cell a vast star domain, with countless rules and essences flowing through the flesh like black demonic jade. Are these traces of cultivating the demonic jade immortal body? Lin Yuan was shocked. After becoming a core disciple of the magic jade tower, Lin Yuan could choose one secret technique from many, including the demonic jade immortal body. However, in the end, Lin Yuan chose illusionary reality, allowing his 2 primordial spirits to be no longer ineffective and possess strength close to his true body. Lin Yuan made this choice not because the demonic jade immortal body wasn't strong, but because he needed the secret technique, phantasm reality, even more at that time. The cultivator of the demonic jade immortal body has fallen? Lin Yuan thought to himself that as a 12th level body refining secret technique, the demonic jade immortal body was probably at the same level as the body of Xianxia, known for its life-preserving capability. Even so, this ultimate being still perished. Even after perishing, the demonic jade immortal body within the flesh was broken through. Otherwise, those few ultimate beings in the universe wouldn't have been able to dismember this ultimate being so easily. Perfecting the body of Xianxia to the 12th level, one could withstand the collapse of the universe. The demonic jade immortal body was estimated to be almost at the same level. Even if the demonic jade immortal body wasn't perfected, it shouldn't be easy for a few ultimate beings to tear apart the flesh so effortlessly. Chaos void. Lin Yuan's expression became grave. Within the universe, ultimate beings were absolutely invincible, and since the beginning of the universe, no ultimate being had been known to completely perish. Even in the most brutal wars, they would at most be badly injured. But outside the universe, in the chaos void, ultimate beings could die. Probably only beings as powerful as the Xianxia or the Moyu Tower Master could traverse the chaos void with impunity. Contemplate. Sir the novel _At website on Google to access chapters of novels early and in the highest quality. Lin Yuan gathered his thoughts, and as he faced this body directly, insights that were once stagnant flooded into his mind again. Your understanding defies the heavens. By observing the mysterious body, new demonic evolution pathways have been comprehended. As Lin Yuan continued to contemplate, a large number of new demonic evolution pathways were revealed. Can I try directly comprehending the demonic jade immortal body? In the midst of contemplation, The idea suddenly flashed through Lin Yuan's mind. Having the demonic jade immortal body, placed alongside illusionary reality, its level of preciousness need not be stated. Since there were traces of demonic jade immortal body cultivation left in this body, with Lin Yuan's against heaven's understanding, it was entirely possible to comprehend a part of it. Even if he couldn't comprehend the complete demonic jade immortal body, just comprehending a part of it would be immensely profitable. Virtual world. Lin Yuan casually chatted with evolvers like the Black Star Lord, Lustrous Star Master, and others. Preceding his breakthrough to the 11th level, Lin Yuan primarily focused on adjusting his state, with cultivation being secondary. How is your cultivation going recently, Galaxy Master? The Black Star Lord asked Lin Yuan with a smile. As a grade A 10th rank, the Black Star Lord had taken the initiative to establish a good rapport with Lin Yuan before he stepped into the 10th rank, showing great regard for the Galaxy Master. Not bad. Lin Yuan responded. Black Star Lord has already comprehended the second realm of pillar-level fusion rules and is probably soon to challenge for level 11, interjected the Lustrous Star Master who couldn't help but speak. After comprehending the second realm of pillar-level fusion rules, one could challenge for level 11 in as little as 10 years or at most a few hundred years. Congratulations! Upon hearing this, Lin Yuan immediately offered his congratulations. For any 10th rank evolver, advancing to level 11 was the most significant achievement, without exception. After all, becoming a 12th rank ultimate being, for almost all 11th rank evolvers, was an unattainable ultimate goal. Ha ha ha! The Black Star Lord's face lit up with a smile. Looking at Lin Yuan, he said, Galaxy Master, with your talent, it's only a matter of time before you step into level 11. I'll just break through ahead and wait for you at level 11. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 841 Fully Understand, Subscription Request. Black Star Lord was emanating a vibrant vigor. As a level 10 of Tier A, who wouldn't long to comprehend pillar-level fusion rules of the second realm, then step into level 11, from then on standing at the peak of the cosmic starry skies, above countless lives and just beneath the mightiest. Although it's said that there are differences among level 11, from 1st tier to 6th tier, the gap is very significant. But at least they are at the same realm. Lustrous Star Master sat beside, her face showing envy. Hundreds of years ago, when Nalan had advanced further, she had discussed with Black Star Lord about when she could also step into that realm. Yet in the blink of an eye, Black Star Lord had taken that step ahead, which left a bitter taste in Lustrous Star Master's heart. For a level 10 of Tier A to realize the pillar-level fusion rules of the second realm, it requires the right time, place and people. Nalan and Black Star Lord are undoubtedly lucky. It's just unknown if she, the Lustrous Star Master, could also be fortunate. Level 11. Lin Yuan nodded slightly. If nothing unexpected happens, his step into level 11 would also be in the near future. For any being, stepping into level 11 is a major transformation, second only to striving for the ultimate. For Lin Yuan, who can endure the infusion of the chaotic origin, it is immensely more significant than the transition from level 9 to level 10. The worlds inside his physical and soul body have become many times stronger. The chaos void origin he can withstand is naturally even more terrifying. Whether enduring infusion from the cosmic origin source or the chaos void origin, both represent unprecedented great opportunities. The group continued to discuss for a while, and Black Star Lord even advised Lin Yuan not to be anxious, just to proceed steadily. Compared to other level 10 of Tier A, Lin Yuan is still young and has plenty of time to try. Most level 10 of Tier A face the limit of their lifespan and tend to be anxious. And the more anxious they are, the less likely they are to break through. Rumor has it, our human civilization plans to open a new battlefield of different races. The topic shifted away from level 11, and Lustrous Star Master seemed to recall something and spoke up. CTH Novel. F. Ire. Net website on Google to access chapters of novels early and in the highest quality. I've also heard about it. The new battlefield being developed is said to surpass any of the previous ones, including those over 100 large-scale battlefields of different races. Black Star Lord immediately spoke up. He also received related insider information. The development of battlefields touches too many aspects. It's hard to keep a secret. And this time the human civilization, in joint effort with other Peak Clan forces, plans to develop a battlefield, It's impossible not to have any whispers coming out. New battlefield? Lin Yuan listened on the side, his expression somewhat solemn. He was also aware of this matter and even knew more details than Black Star Lord and Lustrous Star Master. It was Xia Qin, a most powerful being, who mentioned it to him casually in a chat. The new battlefield developed by human civilization, to be precise, opened in collaboration with other Peak Clan forces, is a super large-scale battlefield of different races. Whether in terms of direct size of the battlefield or the stability of the spatial suppression, it surpasses any large-scale battlefield of different races. One reason to develop a super large-scale battlefield of different races is something various Peak Clan forces have long intended to do. As time passes, more than 100 large battlefields have gradually become unable to sustain the skirmish among various peak-level beings. After all, many powerful beings in the main universe, from the starry sky races, possess the doppelganger skill. This results in it being very difficult for them to die completely, especially level 11 beings, who can decelerate their own time flow, not only making it difficult to perish but even to just die naturally. If high-tier beings do not perish, the lower-tier beings will gradually evolve into high-tier beings. This is the main reason for the development of a super large-scale battlefield. In fact, according to the exploration and understanding of past cosmic eras by human civilization, even without the doppelganger skill, as time passes, the universe's powerful beings are generally increasing. Until the end of a cosmic era, that's when the universe is at its most prosperous peak. But right after prosperity comes destruction. With the end of the cosmic era, the universe collapses, and even level 12 supreme beings need to die at least half or even most to escape. And how many beings below the supreme beings can survive depends on the tiers of the supreme beings. Beings below level 12, if they want to survive the destruction of the universe, must transfer their life imprints from the cosmic timeline to the timeline of the universe inside the body of a supreme being. However, the number of life imprints that the universe inside a supreme being can sustain is limited. This means that 99.9% of beings below level 12 will perish with the destruction of the universe. The secondary reason for developing large-scale battlefields was due to the recent successive destruction of two large-scale battlefields. A polar aurora outside the universe destroyed one large-scale battlefield, and white paper downgraded another large-scale battlefield. The disappearance of two consecutive large-scale battlefields hastened human civilization and many Peak Clan forces to formally proceed to the implementation stage of developing a super large-scale battlefield. Even without the collapse of these two large-scale battlefields, developing a super large-scale battlefield was just a matter of time, only delayed by a few 100,000 or a million years. The new battlefield developed this time will have a very high limit, capable of accommodating level 11 perfect beings wielding supreme weapons to fight freely, Black Star Lord said gravely. In past large-scale battlefields of different races, level 11 beings rarely took action, mainly level 10 beings fought. A powerful level 10 of Tier A was sufficient to affect the outcome of a local battle zone. Only when the intensity of the war escalates to a very high level will a large number of level 11 beings, up to level 11 perfect beings, take action. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 842 Fully Understand, Subscription Request. _2 ** the novel Fire. Net website on Google to access chapters of novels early and in the highest quality. Before the white paper descended, the large battlefield of different races where Lin Yuan's Taiyang divine spirit was already brewing a highly intense battle, with an assembly of level 11 powerhouses. Even the strongest warriors of the Star Alliance, to ensure victory, mobilized the 4 divine kings fused with the most powerful weapons, hoping to use them as the final trump card to settle the outcome. Such situations were extremely rare, not necessarily occurring even once in a million or 10 million years. But if a superdimensional battlefield is successfully established, clashes among level 11 powerhouses would become the norm, and the suppressive forces would become those holding the most powerful weapons at level 11 perfect. Even ultimate existences will intervene. However, it doesn't have much to do with us. The lustrous Star Master expressed this with ease, as if saying that while a large battlefield belongs to level 10 powerhouses, a superdimensional battlefield is the stage for level 11 powerhouses. And as a level 10, the lustrous Star Master would most likely still be stationed on a large battlefield. I have a premonition that at the start of this new battlefield, an extremely brutal war will inevitably break out. The Black Star Lord spoke solemnly. Whether it's a small, medium, or large battlefield, at their inception, the intensity of war tends to be terrifyingly high. Many peak race forces are all striving to secure the dominion over the battlefield. The superdimensional battlefield is no exception, and compared to past large battlefields, the brutality of war in a superdimensional battlefield is estimated to reach a horrifying level. Source: Web novel. Com. Updated on Omicron New Omicron. After finishing the casual conversation with the Black Star Lord and other Class A Level 10 warriors, Lin Yuan sat cross-legged in the Star Lord's Great Hall. Superdimensional battlefield of different races. Lin Yuan's gaze was deep. The establishment of a superdimensional battlefield had an extremely profound impact, as many peak race forces including human civilization would go all out, which is very likely to spark clashes between the strongest warriors. It's about time for a breakthrough to level 11. Lin Yuan felt that all aspects had reached an optimal state, contemplating quietly in his heart. At this moment, a slight movement stirred in Lin Yuan's heart. His gaze looked distantly in the direction of the 13th most important location of human civilization. Who would have thought that I would become a Demon Jade Tower member before the breakthrough to level 11? Lin Yuan was slightly surprised inside. The conditions to be a Demon Jade Tower member are to thoroughly understand all demonic evolution paths. And the life level is capped below level 12. Originally, Lin Yuan planned to advance to level 11 first and then go all out to strike for the status of a Demon Jade Tower member. After all, moving from a core member to a listed member is not like storming through levels, where the more potential demonstrated, the richer the reward. One just needs to meet the predetermined conditions. But now, this goal seems to have been accomplished prior to the breakthrough to level 11. The 13th most important location of human civilization. Inside a grand hole at its depth, Lin Yuan sat cross-legged. In the depths of his soul memory, various demonic evolution pathways seemed to reach a certain qualitative change, beginning to converge into that Demon Jade Tower core member mark. Buzzing sounds emanated. The magic Jade mark was rapidly transforming. So, the number of all demonic evolution pathways is 33,333,333? At this moment Lin Yuan finally knew the specific quantity of demonic evolution pathways contained within his body. When he first observed that body in the virtual world, Lin Yuan only felt that the evolutionary paths contained within its flesh were as vast as a sea of smoke. But now, this vast sea of smoke finally had a definite upper limit. With a mental will capable of easily resisting the spiritual pressure within the body, Lin Yuan's understanding of demonic evolution pathways was as fast as 1,000 li per day would not be an overstatement. In just a few months, he had far surpassed the results of hundreds of years of contemplation. The demonic Jade immortal body. I have also successfully comprehended the first-tier chapter and second-layer chapter. As for the 12th-tier chapter, Lin Yuan shook his head slightly. After all, this body was ultimately incomplete, and since the demonic Jade immortal body had already been deciphered, the traces left by the 12th-tier chapter were completely just scraps. With Lin Yuan's against heaven's understanding, even scraps could allow him to comprehend the whole picture. However, level 12 was ultimately too far beyond Lin Yuan's current realm. And even if he could comprehend the demonic Jade immortal body of level 12, it would take a lot of time. The first-tier chapter and second-layer chapter are enough for me. Lin Yuan thought to himself, currently unaware of when he will attempt the breakthrough. The demonic Jade immortal body of the second-layer chapter is already sufficient for a long time to come. The demonic Jade immortal body of the first-tier level still brings a significant enhancement to my physical body. Lin Yuan, in the moment of comprehending the demonic Jade immortal body, up to the 10th layer chapter and 11th layer chapter, is equivalent to having cultivated it to perfection, save for the fact that his physical strengthening has yet to catch up. In truth, after Lin Yuan cultivated the Xianxia physique to the 10th layer perfect level, nearly all other body refining methods held little benefit for him. After all, the Xianxia physique could already be termed perfect. At the 10th layer level, the areas that could be tempered and elevated had been virtually all tempered and elevated. Other body refining methods simply couldn't perform better, and even if they were cultivated to the realm of perfection, they would be overshadowed by the Xianxia physique, with a negligible effect on the enhancement of the physical body. But what about the demonic Jade immortal body? This method of body refinement was entirely distinct from the Xianxia physique, if it could also reach the level of perfection. Lin Yuan believed his physical body would be able to advance even further. As Lin Yuan contemplated, deep within his soul, that magic Jade mark finally completed its transformation. At the same time, a deep and hoarse male voice echoed in Lin Yuan's mind. Upon fully comprehending all demonic evolutionary pathways, automatically become a Demon Jade Tower member. Demon and Tower Sequence member? A smile emerged on Lin Yuan's face. Hadn't he sent an incarnation here specifically to comprehend, just for this moment? This magic jade mark. Lin Yuan immediately sensed the changes in the magic jade mark. It became more profound, more mysterious. I vaguely feel through this magic jade mark the specific spatial coordinates of that demon jade space? Lin Yuan thought to himself. As an ordinary member and core member of the magic jade tower, Lin Yuan could only descend into the demon jade space using the magic jade mark. As for more, he was not sure. But now, he could sense the specific coordinates of the demon jade space? It was known that the demon jade space, opened by the Moyu Tower Master, could only be entered by members of the demon jade tower. The outside world has no knowledge of its location. Even the members of the demon jade tower are unclear about the position of the demon jade space. Is this the privilege of being a sequence member? Lin Yuan had an idea in his mind. If the core members of the magic jade tower are the elite, then the sequence members are the pillars, the foundation. Above the sequence members lies the direct disciples of the Moyu Tower Master, those who are cultivated as future Tower Masters and Supreme Beings. The privileges of Demon Jade Tower members are substantial. They can even take over some of the rights to the Demon Jade space. That place. Too distant. Lin Yuan followed the connection of the magic jade mark and vaguely looked in a certain direction. Even though he had already learned from the statue Xianxia that the demon jade space was not located within any universe, the moment Lin Yuan truly felt the precise location of the demon jade space, his heart still surged with shock. It was like an ordinary person who has never left his village looking up at the stars above the firmament, estimating the distance of the stars from himself. Milky Way main star. Lin Yuan observed the magic jade mark deep within his soul for a while before stopping. The mark of a Demon Jade Tower member is many times more complex than that of a core member. But what exactly are the differences? With Lin Yuan's current level, it was hard to tell. Take another trip to the Demon Jade space. Lin Yuan pondered for a moment and then split off a sliver of will, following the connection of the magic jade mark, instantaneously crossing infinite distances, descending into a certain mysterious space. Demon Jade space. As this sliver of Lin Yuan's will descended, the entire Demon Jade space seemed to detect something, trembling slightly. The surrounding gray fog suddenly dispersed, much like the weather clearing up after being gloomy for a long time. Lin Yuan glanced around and directly headed for the location of the 9-story Black Tower. Outside the 9-story Black Tower, the statue Xianxia, immersed in sleep, was abruptly awakened by the tremor in the Demon Jade space. What is this? Statue Xianxia could hardly believe it, and then his eyes moistened. My magic jade tower has finally birthed another sequence member? If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know. Report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 843 Breakthrough. Please subscribe. Outskirts of the 9-story Black Tower. Lin Yuan strode forward. Following the transformation of the magic jade mark, in addition to being able to sense the exact coordinates of this demon jade space, Lin Yuan also obtained partial authority over this demon jade space. For instance, if he wished, he could easily appear at any location. However, in the past when he entered the demon jade space, he always did so by walking to the front of the 9-story Black Tower. Lin Yuan was accustomed to this, so he also chose to walk over this time. Have you become a Demon Jade Tower member? Statue Xianxia had been waiting for a long time and looked at Lin Yuan with a complex gaze. Even he had not considered the possibility of Lin Yuan becoming a tower member. This was mainly because the Magic Jade Tower's headquarters had collapsed, and the foundation carrying all the demonic evolutionary pathways had been destroyed. Under these circumstances, the only way to fully comprehend all demonic evolutionary pathways would be to deduce them from the bodies of 12-tiered Magic Jade Tower members. But this was extremely difficult. Comprehend all demonic evolutionary pathways from the bodies of 12-tiered strong ones? For those alive at the 12th tier, it was still manageable as they could contain their oppressive aura, but the remnants of the fallen at the 12th tier would still unleash the intangible pressure of their spirit and will. Source: Web novel. Com, updated on N0 New. This kind of spirit and will pressure, to those of the 12th tier same level, might not be anything significant, but to life forms below the 12th tier, it was utterly impossible to withstand. Incapable of withstanding such pressure, let alone to thoroughly comprehend all the demonic evolutionary pathways. So, even though Statue Shenji was aware of Lin Yuan's extraordinary talent, he never entertained the thought that the latter could become a tower member. This was mainly because this path had been essentially severed with the disappearance of the Moyu Tower Master. Lucky, I guess, Lin Yuan said with a smile. Lucky. Statue Shenji was speechless. Even during the Magic Jade Tower's most prosperous times, tower members were exceedingly rare. There would be no more than 100 members from the same era. Every Demon Jade Tower member possessed the potential to become 12-tiered. How could this be merely chalked up to luck? Direct disciples taken on by the demonic Jade Tower Master were being groomed to become the Supreme Strong, and likewise, tower members also held the potential to achieve that supreme status. Not to mention Lin Yuan's means of becoming a Demon Jade Tower member, which was countless times more difficult than those before him. Even more challenging than becoming a direct disciple of the Moyu Tower Master. You were born in the wrong era, Statue Shenji said with a sigh after a long time. If he were in the era when the Magic Jade Tower was at its peak, even if not at its peak, as long as a 12th-tiered strong one was present to uphold the tower, Lin Yuan would have received the tower's full support in his cultivation. But now, even though he had forcibly become a Demon Jade Tower member, what Lin Yuan received was far less than before, and he was even devoid of the various benefits that came with being a tower member. I think it's quite all right. Lin Yuan shook his head. He had already reaped many benefits from this Demon Jade space, and being in the Magic Jade Tower's heyday might not necessarily have been a good thing. Let's talk about serious matters. Statue Shenji waved his right hand, and a phantom screen appeared in front of Lin Yuan. It was the reward for becoming a tower member. Previously, when Lin Yuan became a core member of the Magic Jade Tower, he obtained the right to choose from various secret techniques. Now that he was a tower member, the rewards were even more numerous and of greater value. I'll pick later. Lin Yuan glanced over it and spoke. He was on the verge of entering the 11th tier, and the rewards on the screen weren't of much immediate help to him at the moment. It was better to save them until after he reached the 11th tier and choose based on his needs then. Currently, Lin Yuan was not sure of the extent of the transformation he would undergo after stepping into the 11th tier, so he decided it was best to wait and see. No problem. Statue Shenji nodded. Now that Lin Yuan was a tower member, his authority over this Demon Jade space was only slightly less than Shenji's. Members falling into this space also have authority, right? Lin Yuan asked after carefully sensing for a while. Yes, Statue Shenji said. You can specify the identity, racial bloodline, and so on for ordinary members descending into this space. The hierarchy of the Magic Jade Tower was strict. To the elevated tower members, the future of ordinary members was but a word away. Then I specify that only beings from my human civilization can descend into this Demon Jade space from now on, Lin Yuan immediately said. So far, no alien strong ones had become ordinary members of the Magic Jade Tower and thus descended into the Demon Jade space. But one could never be too cautious, as those alien strong ones were also contemplating the demonic evolutionary pathways in their bodies. Looking at the long-term perspective, it was possible for them to become ordinary members of the Magic Jade Tower. Thus, Lin Yuan simply cut off this possibility. If they couldn't enter this Demon Jade space, those alien strong ones, even if they became ordinary members of the Magic Jade Tower, would gain no benefits. It would be a fruitless effort. Done. Statue Shenji closed his eyes and opened them again shortly. For him, filtering the identity of ordinary members descending into this Demon Jade space was all too simple. Next, I want to try tackling the 7th level. Lin Yuan looked up at the 9-story Black Tower in front of him and slowly said. The 7th level of the Black Tower was something only a 12th-tiered strong one could hope to overcome. Before the 10th traversal, Lin Yuan wouldn't even dare to think about it. Grasping the spatio-temporal fusion rule at the 2nd realm? Just getting past the 6th level was tough, let alone the 7th? But now, Lin Yuan had comprehended the spatio-temporal fusion rule at the 6th realm, firmly standing at the domain of the 12th tier. Saw the novel, F.I.R. Net website on Google to access chapters of novels early and in the highest quality. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 844 Breakthrough, please subscribe. _2 In addition, His mental will strength has also entered the 12th level. Having reached the 12th level in both aspects, Lin Yuan believed he could attempt the 7th layer. The 7th layer? The humanoid statue Xianxia fell silent again, then stepped aside and watched Lin Yuan enter the 9-layered black tower. Less than half an hour later, Lin Yuan withdrew from the 7th layer. It's still not feasible. Lin Yuan's eyebrows were tightly furrowed. To pass through the 7th layer of the black tower, if one is a 12th level powerhouse, a peak understanding of the space-time fusion rule's 6-fold realm is required. If not at the 12th level, at least reaching the 7th realm in the space-time fusion rule domain is necessary to have a chance. After all, although Lin Yuan's time-space comprehension and mental will reached the 12th level, he ultimately was not a 12th level powerhouse. The requirements to pass through the 7th layer would definitely be higher than for a normal 12th level powerhouse. Completed 2/3 of the journey? The nearby statue Xianxia remained silent. Source: Web novel. Com. Updated on Omicron New Omicron. Although Lin Yuan ultimately did not pass the 7th layer, he had completed 2/3 of it, which was an inconceivable feat, a mere 10th level being completed 2/3 of the journey through the 7th layer, only achievable by a supreme being? What kind of freak is he? Thinking of Lin Yuan becoming a member of the Demon Jade Tower on the 10th level, statue Xianxia barely managed to calm his spirit. Mental will and space-time fusion rule comprehension both completely entered the 12th level, especially the strength of mental will. Statue Xianxia reminisced about Lin Yuan's attempts at the 7th layer, feeling waves of emotions rising in his heart again. Thus far, the talent and aptitude displayed by Lin Yuan, even in his youth, far surpassed that of the demonic Jade Tower Master. Not just surpassed, but far surpassed. The demonic Jade Tower Master had many miraculous encounters in his youth and had reached the 12th level realm prematurely in certain aspects. But at that time, the demonic Jade Tower Master was already at the 11th level. But now, Lin Yuan is only at the 10th level? Between the 10th and 11th levels, though seemingly only a step apart, it's like a chasm. What a pity! Lin Yuan took one last look at the majestic 9-layered black tower and sighed. Still a pity. Statue Xianxia's lips twitched slightly. At the 10th level, he didn't pass the 7th layer and still found it a pity? Then I will take my leave. Lin Yuan bid farewell to the humanoid statue Xianxia, and his figure disappeared into the demon jade space. Suddenly, in the vast demon jade space, only the solitary statue Xianxia stood before the 9-layered black tower. Master, with your means, did you ever expect that the demon jade tower could now give birth to a member of its sequence? Statue Xianxia murmured to himself for a while before falling back into slumber. Milky Way main star. Xianxia the Novel Fire. Net website on Google to access chapters of novels early and in the highest quality. Lin Yuan sat cross-legged. First cultivate the demonic jade immortal body to the perfect level. Lin Yuan quickly took out numerous resources. Having adjusted his condition earlier, Lin Yuan had purchased a vast amount of resources, preparing to step into the 11th level and to cultivate the Xianhuang physique. Having now obtained the demonic jade immortal body at the 10th level, he naturally planned to first cultivate this body refining method to completion. When stepping into the 11th level, inducing the chaos void origin infusion, the stronger the physical and soul bodhi's internal world, the more chaos void origin it can withstand, and the greater the benefits to oneself. Originally, Lin Yuan's physical body had already reached its peak. At the 10th level, no amount of resources, methods, or secret techniques could improve it even slightly. But the demonic jade immortal body still allowed his physical strength to continue improving. An opportunity Lin Yuan naturally grasped. Since demonic jade immortal body Lin Yuan had already reached a perfect state, with sufficient resources, cultivating it to perfect level wouldn't take long. Time passed. In the blink of an eye, 6 months had passed. Finally reached the 10th level perfect. Lin Yuan felt deep within his body, his flesh like black crystal jade, with Xuanhuang-colored light flowing, terrifying blood energy shaking the multiple spatial layers. Everything is ready. Lin Yuan glanced around. The Taiyang Divine Spirit and Taiyin Primordial Spirit had also arrived early. As for the originally large battlefield, Lin Yuan had long since placed an avatar there. Before his 10th traverse, Lin Yuan's mental will was just at a normal standard, and the large battlefield of different races was full of dangers, requiring the primordial spirit to oversee to ensure the accumulation of world-breaking origin force over the long term. As for the avatar was too weak, utterly incapable of handling the pressures on a large battlefield of different races. But after the 10th traversal, Lin Yuan's mental had significantly improved, causing his avatar's combat power to also be maintained at the level 11 tier. Even though it's still not comparable to the two primordial spirits, it's more than enough to handle the dangers of a large battlefield of different races. For the most part, battles at the level 11 tier would not erupt in a large battlefield of different races. It's time to contact the Supreme Beings. Lin Yuan connected to the virtual world and spoke to Xianxia, the Supreme Being. He then stepped forward, leaving the Milky Way main star and heading deep into a spatial layer of a location in the Galaxy Master's territory. Breaking through to level 11 would trigger the Chaos Void Origin infusion. Naturally, he couldn't break through on the main star, as the impact would be too significant. Even a slight disturbance would turn the Milky Way main star to dust. While Lin Yuan was sitting in the depths of the spatial layer, making final adjustments. In the Milky Way star region, incarnations of humanity's supreme beings descended one after the other. Xianxia, the Supreme Being. Yudi, the Supreme Being. Ancient Power, the Supreme Being. Void God, the Supreme Being. And so on, all 9 Supreme Beings' shadowy incarnations appeared. Even the true body of Xianxia, the Supreme Being, was paying attention to this place. By using his incarnation as a beacon, the true body of Xianxia could arrive at any time. He's finally starting the breakthrough. Xianxia appeared slightly exhilarated, more nervous than Lin Yuan himself, having waited for months for Lin Yuan's news. I've set up space-time domains in dozens of nearby star domains. The Void God Supreme Being spoke. His mastery in the spatial aspect was profound, relating essentially to the space Great Tao. With the Void God Supreme Being's application of space, the space-time domains he set up were impenetrable even to a group of Supreme Beings in a short time. For this young one's breakthrough, we've all spent quite some effort. The Ancient Power Supreme Being couldn't help but speak up. In the history of human civilization, except for those at level 11 who are striving for the ultimate, they had never paid such close attention. However, given Lin Yuan's displayed talent and aptitude, it was worth it for the 9 Supreme Beings to do so. Whether it's perceiving the spatio-temporal fusion rule at level 10 or his mental will stepping into the realm of Supreme Beings. These were unprecedented in human civilization. In the eyes of the 9 Supreme Beings, Lin Yuan's assault on level 11 was even more critical than those level 11 evolutionaries striving for the ultimate. When he broke through to level 10, I wasn't present. Now I can see what kind of stir this young one will cause. Another human Supreme Being said enthusiastically. When Lin Yuan broke through to level 10, it caused a Chaos Void Origin infusion. Although not as significant as the assault, it was still unprecedented. Those Supreme Beings who missed it felt quite regretful. It should be quite the spectacle, Xianxia guessed, perhaps close to challenging the ultimate. When Lin Yuan reached level 10, he perceived the spatio-temporal fusion rule, greatly enhancing his internal world. Coupled with the transformation of his physical and soul bodies, the Chaos Void Origin handled would definitely far exceed those from level 9 breaking through to level 10. Close to the spectacle of challenging the ultimate? The remaining few human Supreme Beings glanced at each other. Could it be that Lin Yuan already possesses a basis for a perfect level 11? How is that possible? Let's watch. Yudi, the Supreme Being, spoke. Deep in the spatial layer, Lin Yuan sat cross-legged. His 2 primordial spirits had long since returned inside his body. From being historically tangible to now vague, the internal worlds of the 2 primordial spirits did not shrink to millions of miles in radius, but still maintained a size of 2.3 billion miles, with the effects of the mysterious gourd still in place. Time slowly passed. Beginning the breakthrough. Lin Yuan's inner chi was perfected to his liking, while he simultaneously released the suppression on himself. Without suppression, he would have crossed into level 11 the moment he perceived some kind of pillar-level fusion rule at the second layer. As Lin Yuan completely released himself, his life essence quickly leaped toward level 11. The world's void suddenly fell into silence. Then boom! If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 845 Vast Chaos. Please subscribe. Inside the territory of the Star Alliance. On a massive planet, the real bodies of the 4 divine kings, towering 1,000,000 miles high, sat quietly. Since the curtain fell on the 2-dimensional world, white paper had escaped the cosmic starry skies. The four divine kings had been sitting here ever since. The Avatar's fall in the two-dimensional world dealt a heavy blow to the four divine kings. It was far more than just a permanent loss of a part of their spirit will, and the loss of a supremely powerful weapon suited for them. More importantly, the mental state of the four divine kings was severely stimulated. As a level 11 perfect legendary powerhouse, a unique life form in the cosmic starry skies, the four divine kings would not dare to claim they were the strongest among level 11, but they were certainly notable. Yet, in the two-dimensional world, being utterly crushed by the human civilization Xueyu was unbearable for the four divine kings. The evolvers of human civilization were inherently feeble. 99% of them could not even step into the first layer, starting who knows how much lower compared to special life forms. Yet, the four divine kings had been defeated by such a human evolver. If it was only a defeat, the four divine kings would not have been greatly shaken. Human civilization's evolvers might start low, but they possess a high potential. Otherwise, how could they produce 9 level 12 evolvers? But the four divine kings faced a crushing defeat, or rather, it couldn't even be considered a defeat. In the eyes of that human Xueyu, the four divine kings were not even considered an opponent. At that moment, a voice transmitted into the planet, resonating in this space-time. Four divine kings, the past is the past, there's no need to dwell on it. The voice of the strongest being from the Star Alliance came. Strongest being in our universe, does there really exist such a monstrous level 11 life? The four divine kings still found it hard to comprehend. Anything is possible. The strongest being from the Star Alliance was silent for a moment and then said, that two-dimensional world, it could only completely suppress the powers below level 12. Perhaps, that human Xueyu had carried some artifact that allowed him to break free from the suppression of the two-dimensional world to some extent. The strongest being from the Star Alliance slowly said. This was also the conjecture of many pinnacle race powerhouses and ultimate beings during their reassessment after white paper escaped the universe, about why that human Zuyu's strength was so exceptionally high. The capability of the human Xueyu to make the four divine kings tremble with merely a glance was not something a normal level 11 could demonstrate. Hearing this, the four divine kings felt slightly more relieved inside. If it's just as the strongest being speculated, then perhaps their defeat wasn't too disgraceful? Four divine kings, what you need to consider now is the upcoming massive battlefield. To open this massive battlefield, both the Star Alliance and other pinnacle races have paid a significant price. The strongest being from the Star Alliance looked down upon the four divine kings. As long as we can obtain the initial dominance of that massive battlefields of different races, I can make sure that the part of your spirit will that was lost will be compensated as much as possible. Any life that perishes in the two-dimensional world inside white paper will permanently lose a part of their spirit will. This part of spirit will cannot be recovered, but it can be compensated through certain means. It's just a matter of cost. Thank you, strongest being. In the forthcoming massive battlefield, I will give it my all. The four divine kings said solemnly. That's good. The strongest being from the Star Alliance nodded slightly. After this experience, once you have compensated, your foundation will be almost sufficient. You can attempt to break through to the ultimate level 12. Attempt to break through level 12? The eyes of the four divine kings slightly glimmered. For any level 11 life, the sole target is to achieve the ultimate level 12. Only by stepping into ultimate level 12 can one break free from the confines of the river of time, hoping to live through one cosmic era after another. No need to worry about that human Xueyu, perhaps on the path of attempting the ultimate. He might not be as good as you. The strongest being from the Star Alliance said. Yes. The four divine kings nodded, their gaze regaining confidence. You. The strongest being from the Star Alliance was about to continue saying something. Suddenly, a mighty origin source aura swept across the entire universe. This. The expression of the strongest being from the Star Alliance turned grave, his gaze leisurely looking towards a certain direction. Is a life attempting the ultimate? The four divine kings also realized, this origin source aura was vast and boundless. Even level 11 life could clearly feel it. Only the attempt at the ultimate could cause such an instantaneous arrival of the chaos void origin. Recently, a 10th rank evolver from human civilization comprehended the rule of time, attempted level 11, also inducing the chaos void origin infusion, but the disturbance was much smaller than now. Who is attempting the ultimate? The four divine kings looked towards the strongest being. They could only feel the vast and omnipresent chaos void origin aura, but as for the source, blocked by a gigantic spatial temporal maze, the four divine kings couldn't be sure. Within the territory of human civilization, the strongest being from the Star Alliance was silent for a moment, with a perception of level 12, barely penetrating the spatial temporal maze, managed to approximately locate the source of the chaos void origin near the human civilization's territory. Human civilization's territory? Is that Xueyu attempting the ultimate? The four divine kings paused, this thought unconsciously emerging in their minds. Mighty and overwhelming, the waves of chaos void origin fluctuations swept across, in an instant attracting the attention of all level 12 beings within the cosmic starry skies. Numerous level 11 powerhouses also abruptly realized. Wuxia World. Site. Co. Chapter 846 Majestic Chaos, Subscription Request. Under 2, Striving for the Ultimate, Life is striving for the ultimate. To strive for the ultimate, one must at least grasp the fifth realm of fusion of time and space. Striving for the ultimate. I wonder if I can reach the threshold of striving for the ultimate before my lifespan ends. Since the birth of the universe, every long period of time, there have been lives attempting to strive for the ultimate, but the vast majority have failed, making many 11th level perfected evolvers quite familiar with this fluctuation. Is the source within the human civilization's territory? In the heartland of the insect race, one queen after another opens their eyes, looking towards the origin of the chaos void origin. Is human civilization likely to give birth to the 10th ultimate being? The brows of many insect queens furrow deeply. Human civilization is already strong enough. The birth of a 10th ultimate being now would likely leave the insect race struggling to breathe. Jianghu clan's territory. The ancestors all had serious expressions. Normally, 11th level perfected evolvers from human civilization, without certain assurance, would not be allowed to strive for the ultimate. After all, once failed, it means the complete loss of this 11th level perfected evolver. The death caused by failing to strive for the ultimate can't be reversed, as the life imprint would briefly shift out of the river of time. Success means completely freeing oneself from the binds of the river of time. In case of failure, all traces will be erased. Even the ultimate beings cannot be resurrected, lacking the life imprint as a marker. Ultimate beings can't find the target even if they go against the flow. So, for any peak racial power, striving for the ultimate is a matter taken with extreme caution. Unless absolutely necessary, they would rather slow down their own time flow and drag it out than rashly strive for the ultimate. Of course, those unique lives that are unaffiliated and unbound by clans are exceptions. Some special beings, having lived long enough, will still forcefully strive for the ultimate even without certainty. Milky Way star region. Deep within the multiple spatial layers, Lin Yuan sits cross-legged. After releasing the suppression on himself, he could clearly feel the universe momentarily plunging into a kind of silence. Following that, a terrifying cosmic spatial rift was torn open above his head. The aura of the chaos void origin descends. An invisible pressure begins to spread throughout the entire universe. Lin Yuan looks upwards. The terrifying cosmic spatial rift continues to expand. In just an instant it spans more than 10 light-years. The profound and mysterious aura of the chaos void rushes towards him. Is that the location of the chaos void origin? Lin Yuan looks at the space above, watching the rapidly inflating cosmic spatial rift that expanded to dozens of light-years outside, faintly revealing an enormous boundless space, carrying infinite might, supremely paramount. Chaos void origin infusion, the source naturally being the chaos void origin. During the crossing of major life realms, a temporary connection to the chaos void origin is formed to infuse the origin. The cosmic space continues to be torn apart, finally stopping slowly when reaching 100 light-years. 100 light-years? Lin Yuan immediately understands that this should be the limit of the chaos void origin infusion he can withstand this time. Compared to the 10 light-year rift when breaking through from 9th level to 10th level, the current 100 light-year rift seems only 10 times different, but the amount of the infused chaos void origin in the end is far more than 100 or 1,000 times more. The origin begins to infuse. The moment the cosmic space rift stops, Lin Yuan realizes that what he is about to face is the infusion of the chaos void origin. Whether it's the infusion of the cosmic origin or the chaos void origin, it is according to the live's own comprehensive conditions, such as physical strength, soul strength, internal world strength, and so forth. The higher the foundation, the larger the rift that can be opened, and the more origin it can withstand. Among them, striving for the ultimate at 11th level, life undergoing the ultimate transformation jump, the induced chaos void origin infusion, will far exceed the breakthrough from 10th level to 11th level. Only 333 seconds. During this period I must endure as much chaos void origin as possible. Lin Yuan thought to himself. This opportunity, for nearly all beings within the universe, only comes once, and that is the assault on the ultimate at level 11. Even if one smoothly transitions to level 12 afterward, transforming the internal world into an internal universe, one can only slowly absorb the chaos void origin. Like now, absorbing recklessly without limits within 333 seconds, this will never happen again. Splash! Across hundreds of light years, within the cosmic rift, a profound and mysterious passageway to the lands of chaos void origin immediately begins to pour out torrential chaos void origin. Boom! Like the collapse of an ocean, the speed of the primordial pour is terrifyingly fast, filling the entire 100 light years with pure chaos void origin power. Absorb it all! Lin Yuan's physical body wildly absorbs, his soul is also wildly absorbing, and his internal world is likewise wildly absorbing. The chaos void origin power is extremely pure, almost needless of any refinement. As long as it is absorbed into the body, it can quickly transform into one's own energy, and then push the foundation to increase. Just 20 seconds later, Lin Yuan feels a satiated sensation in his internal world. It's clear that it has devoured enough. Continue absorbing. Lin Yuan doesn't stop. At this moment his internal world gives him a certain critical sensation, as if stepping further will break some kind of shackles. Milky Way star region. Humanity's 9 ultimate beings are somewhat stunned as they watch the cosmic space rift spanning hundreds of light years and the endless chaos void origin gushing into the depths of the spatial layers. 100 light years of space rift. It's not much different from assaulting the ultimate at level 11, right? A void god ultimate being is somewhat dazed. Assaulting the ultimate at level 11 is not something unusual for the ultimate beings. But Lin Yuan is not assaulting the ultimate. He's assaulting level 11. Right now, the only difference between Lin Yuan and those assaulting the ultimate is that he has not yet stepped out of the river of time, never undergoing the ultimate transformation. This Xianxia ultimate being is also frightened. Before Lin Yuan's assault on level 11, he had predicted that the commotion would certainly not be small, especially since the scene during his previous level 10 assault was placed there. However, even so, Xianxia ultimate being only dared to guess that Lin Yuan's final assault commotion would merely be close to assaulting the assault. Could it really be as thorough as it is now? Level 11 assault on the ultimate, life undergoing the ultimate transformation, can cause infusion of chaos void origin that surpasses one's own foundation. Lin Yuan hasn't undergone the ultimate transformation, yet he managed to evoke a disturbance no weaker than assaulting the ultimate. How is this possible? Humanity's 9 ultimate beings stand in the void, continuously observing that hundreds of light years rift, constantly pouring out chaos void origin. All the origin is marked with the life imprint of Lin Yuan. Even if it couldn't be absorbed, it would rapidly disperse. Compared to the shock of humanity's 9 ultimate beings, the ultimate beings of the various peak clans within the cosmic starry skies, and ultimate existences, are somewhat uneasy. Especially the insect race, Jianghu clan and other forces completely hostile to human civilization, absolutely do not wish to see humanity civilization gain a 10th ultimate being. If human civilization were to give birth to a 10th ultimate being, it would have profound impacts on the subsequent war situations, especially with the imminent opening of super-large battlefields. What do we do now? Stop him? During the period of assaulting the ultimate, although one needs to withstand the backlash of the River of Time, one is also under the protection of the River of Time, and we, even after freeing ourselves from the constraints of the River of Time, are far from being able to shake the River of Time. So what do we do? Just watch as humanity gains another ultimate being? Insect race, Jianghu clan, and many other ultimate beings quickly communicate. Head to the River of Time. Insect Queen speaks up. Yes, the River of Time. Hearing this, the other ultimate beings immediately nod. Heading to the River of Time, standing by the shore, although not able to observe the many details within the River of Time. But if there are beings successfully freeing themselves from the constraints of the River of Time, stepping into level 12, and emerging from the river onto the shore, they could still observe. Wuxia World. Site. Co. Chapter 847 Stepping into the 11th Order, end of this volume, asking for subscriptions. The River of Time flows majestically. From the ancient past towards the distant future. It seems eternally unchanging. Even the most extraordinary life forms, as long as they haven't made the ultimate leap, can only stir up a corner of the river's waves, ultimately perishing as the river runs dry. On the shore, one towering figure after another appears, carefully observing every detail around the river of time. During the ultimate phase of level 11 being's assault, external forces cannot stop them. But once the assault is complete, successfully stepping into level 12, they must come ashore. This is also the opportunity for the insect race and Jianghu clan's strongest beings. An ultimate being that has just entered level 12 is undoubtedly at its most vulnerable. Even with the protection of 9 supreme beings from human civilization, a sudden surprise attack by them can have a significant impact. The supreme beings of the insect race and Jianghu clan do not harbor illusions of killing that supreme being from human civilization, but at least they can inflict some damage. In this way, the pressure on them later on would be much lighter. Taking advantage of the moment a level 12 being comes ashore to launch a surprise attack is a grudge that warrants relentless pursuit. Therefore, under normal circumstances, no supreme being standing on the shore would easily do this. Mainly because even a being that has just stepped into level 12 isn't so easy to kill. As the essence of life has undergone the ultimate leap, it's very difficult to completely perish. And if the attack fails, it would create an irreconcilable formidable enemy for themselves and their affiliated forces. The potential risks involved are great, even related to the end of the cosmic era, when many level 12 beings struggle to cross over to withstand the great destructive force. However, such influences are of no significance to the insect race and Jianghu clan. The civilization of humankind and theirs are already in a life-or-death feud. Even if they do not act, the hatred between them will not disappear. If a level 11 perfect being from the insect race or Jianghu clan manages to step into level 12 and come ashore, it's estimated that the 9 supreme beings from human civilization would not hesitate to seize the opportunity to strike. The conflict between clans has never been about the strong bullying the weak. The main reason why supreme beings of the starry sky races rarely enter the fray is that if everyone participates, it's equivalent to no one participating. And if the intensity of the war is too high, it can also affect the development of various peak clan forces. That's why the current balance is maintained. If there were an opportunity to completely eradicate the forces of other clans, it's estimated there would be no hesitation. Let's wait. Well, just watch from the shore. When that level 11 evolutionary from humanity begins to come ashore, you must not hold back. The supreme beings from the insect race, Jianghu clan, and many others exchange glances, also vigilant for traces of the 9 supreme beings of human civilization. They can think of sniping at the riverbank of time. Surely, the supreme beings of human civilization have taken precautions. Now, the contest is about the foundation of their respective strengths. Milky Way star region. Deep within the spatial layers. Lin Yuan tries to draw in the endless chaos void origin into his body as much as possible. His physical soul body and inner world are like having taken a tonic, starting to rapidly increase in strength. Especially his inner world, as it feels full upon receiving chaos void origin infusion for the 20th second. With the sense of fullness comes the feeling of breaking through limitations. That's why Lin Yuan doesn't stop absorbing the chaos void origin. The 30th second. The feeling of fullness intensifies. The 40th second. The fullness reaches a certain limit. The 50th second. The fullness vanishes with a bang. At the same time, his inner world, originally spanning 33 billion square miles, seems to have torn through a thin layer of paper, with its area going crazy expanding again. 23 billion miles. 33 billion miles. 43 billion miles. 110 billion miles. At the 300th second of chaos void origin infusion, Lin Yuan's inner world has already reached 6 trillion square miles in the area. The vast power of the world nourishes his physical soul body, and with the continuous absorption of chaos void origin, Lin Yuan's strength has increased countless times compared to before his breakthrough. Soon, the 333rd second ends. The crack in the sky, spanning hundreds of light years, quickly begins to heal. The aura of chaos void origin also rapidly dissipates. Under normal circumstances, a level 11 perfect being assaulting the ultimate would now make the ultimate leap, using the arrival of chaos void origin and the momentary stepping back of the cosmic rules to cross that critical step. Lin Yuan ponders in his heart. With the arrival of chaos void origin, numerous cosmic rule restrictions naturally disappear temporarily. making it the best time for a level 11 perfect being to assault the ultimate. Losing this opportunity, it's almost impossible to make another assault on the ultimate. Any life form assaulting the ultimate means completely breaking free from universal restrictions, and in such a case, the universe will naturally try its best to prevent it. Becoming a supreme being, breaking free from the shackles of the river of time, means potentially taking away everything absorbed from the universe. But I don't really need to do that. Lin Yuan shakes his head slightly. He still has another chance to trigger the Chaos Void Origin infusion. Although with Lin Yuan's foundation, he can entirely surpass level 11 to assault the ultimate, the risk is still too great. Lin Yuan still has a lot of room for improvement, not to mention comprehending the legendary Chaos Rule. The deeper the foundation accumulated during the level 11 phase, the greater the advantage in assaulting level 12. My inner world has now reached 8 trillion square miles. Wuxia World. Site. Co. Chapter 848 Stepping into the 11th level. End of this volume. Please subscribe. Understood. Lin Yuan's consciousness incarnation was reflecting within his inner world. Compared to the modest expanse of barely over 200 million miles before the breakthrough, the current inner world had strengthened by an unknown multitude. 99% of the Chaos Void Origin power, I haven't completely absorbed it. Instead, I've accumulated it deep within my inner world. Lin Yuan looked thoughtful. Tearing through rifts spanning hundreds of light years to welcome the descent of the Chaos Void Origin, Lin Yuan's breakthrough to the 10th layer created a disturbance no less significant than the impact of striving for the ultimate level 11. The Chaos Void Origin he ultimately withstood was no less than that of a level 11, making the ultimate breakthrough. Once successful, internally evolving their world to a universe, undergoing an ultimate metamorphosis of their life essence, the size of that inner universe would eventually stretch from tens of thousands to hundreds of thousands of light years. But Lin Yuan's inner world came to a halt at a diameter of 600 billion miles. Mainly because the vast majority of the Chaos Void Origin power was not thoroughly absorbed. Due to not undergoing the metamorphosis, a level 11 aiming for the ultimate status would swiftly absorb the accumulated Chaos Void Origin. But without the ultimate metamorphosis, those energies from the Chaos Void remained sunken deep within Lin Yuan's inner world. This is good too, all of it will become my foundation, so that when I truly make the push for the ultimate, my inner world's final size, I estimate, will surpass the range of tens of thousands to hundreds of thousands of light years. Lin Yuan thought to himself. Even more so, this accumulation of substantial Chaos Void Origin has vastly elevated his base strength, that when he truly strives for the ultimate, the Chaos Void's assessment of him will heighten, the fissures torn will be more vast, and the infusing Chaos Void Origin will reach an inconceivable level. Does my inner world still deserve to be called a world? Lin Yuan looked down upon his 600 billion mile diameter inner world, with endless Chaos Void energy pouring in, continuously metamorphosing his inner world, further unfolding more spatial layers, and so on. It lies somewhere between an inner world and an inner universe. Lin Yuan thought silently to himself. His current inner world far surpassed the regular notion of an inner world, yet it didn't quite reach the magnitude of a supreme being's inner universe. Strength after the breakthrough? Lin Yuan began to focus precisely on his sensations. His physical body and soul had improved more than 100-fold compared to before the breakthrough. But the most critical was his inner world, vast at 600 billion miles in diameter. You should know, the inner worlds of other level 11 beings, depending on the nobility of their racial bloodlines, range from tens of millions to a few tens of millions of miles in diameter. And Lin Yuan? A direct 600 billion miles in diameter? In front of Lin Yuan, ordinary level 11 beings are feeble like ants. According to Lin Yuan's previous standards of assessment, if a level 11 perfect combat strength is denoted as 10, then Lin Yuan before his breakthrough had a strength probably around 100. Now, having stepped into level 11, his strength has already surpassed 10,000. 10,100, at first glance, seemed to be just a 100-fold increase, but in practice, it's not calculated like that. 100 warriors each with a strength of 100, when combined, would be crushed by a being of strength 10,000. Not to mention 100, even 1,000 or 10,000, faced with an entity of strength 10,000, the outcome would be the same with no capacity to resist. Simply put, with Lin Yuan's current combat strength, he can completely be regarded as a unique existence between level 11 and level 12. The gap between level 11 and level 12 seems as vast as a chasm. But the gap between level 11 and Lin Yuan is almost as insurmountable. Even a level 11 perfect legend life form wielding a supreme weapon, in front of Lin Yuan, could, at best, barely cling on to life by the merit of the weapon itself. And if that supreme weapon were not of a defensive nature but offensive instead, survival would most likely be out of reach. Now, only level 12 could pose a real threat to me, I guess. Lin Yuan thought to himself while simultaneously looking up towards a certain region. All 9 supreme beings have come. Lin Yuan vaguely sensed 9 vast presences. Before the breakthrough, Lin Yuan simply could not detect the arrival of supreme beings. It was only after being informed by the supreme being Xianxia that he commenced the breakthrough. But now, with advancement in realm and a grasp over space and time, Lin Yuan could vaguely lock onto the auras of the supreme beings. Of course, this was because the 9 supreme beings from human civilization were incarnations, and they did not specifically conceal their aura. It's time to meet the supreme beings. Lin Yuan rose to his feet, emerged from the depths of the spatial layers, and headed toward the 9 human civilization supreme beings. Without the presence of 9 supreme beings, Lin Yuan's breakthrough would have been known by the 10,000 universe races, and those alien supreme beings would definitely interfere. Since the birth of the universe, any level 11 perfect being before making a breakthrough to the ultimate would seek a supreme being as support. The first supreme being of human civilization came to be in this way, seeking an ultimate entity, paying many prices for its protection, and finally managing to step into level 12. The river of time flows on mightily. Supreme beings from the insect race, Jianghu clan, and many others patiently wait. In the distant horizon, other supreme beings loom, their towering figures vague yet discernible. Supreme beings from the insect race, Jianghu clan, and other level 12 powerhouses intend to snipe the newly risen supreme being from human civilization, while the other ultimate entities are happy to watch the excitement. It's been such a long time. Why is there no fluctuation in the river of time? The supreme beings from the insect race and Jianghu clan frown slightly, realizing there can be only one reason for this. That is, the human evolver attempting the ultimate has ultimately failed. A failure to reach the ultimate would erase all of oneself, naturally preventing the landing. Failed. That makes sense. Achieving the ultimate is not so simple. We've all been too anxious. The ultimate existences from the insect race and Jianghu clan exchange glances and let out a slight sigh of relief. If possible, they wouldn't want to snipe either, because it would mean engaging in a desperate fight with the 9 supreme beings of human civilization. The battles between supreme beings, skirmishes at the ultimate level, mostly result in significant self-harm while killing the enemy. There's little meaning to them, especially with a few crazed supreme beings from human civilization who, if really pushed, might resort to self-destructive measures. So, the current outcome is undoubtedly the best. The human evolver who attempted the ultimate has failed. For the insect race and Jianghu clan, this means one less enemy to worry about, and they also don't need to clash with the supreme beings of human civilization, making it perfect. The only thing that puzzles the supreme beings from the insect race and Jianghu clan is how easily the human evolver has failed. With the foundation of human civilization, since they dared to let their own make the ultimate attempt, they must have made many preparations, even in failure, certainly causing ripples or even waves in the river of time. However, just now, from beginning to end, no supreme being felt any surge on the river of time. This means that the human evolver barely started the ultimate challenge before they failed, leading to such tranquility in the river of time. Though puzzled, the supreme beings from the insect race and Jianghu clan don't dwell on it, for causing an infusion of origin power from the chaos void would inevitably lead to the ultimate leap. And if the ultimate leap were successful, it would lead to a landing. Now, without a landing it means failure. Despite their doubts, the supreme beings from the insect race and Jianghu clan grasp the fundamental logic of cause and effect. That is, the human evolver attempting the ultimate did not ultimately step into level 12. Otherwise, there would have been a landing. Not stepping into level 12 means a complete downfall. Milky Way star region. The hearts of the 9 supreme beings of human civilization remain unsettled for a long time. They watch the cracks in the chaos void heal swiftly, at a loss for words for a moment. This kid, too frightening. An ancient power supreme being shakes their head slightly. It's not often that something can frighten supreme beings, but now it's clear that all 9 supreme beings of human civilization have been significantly alarmed. In fact, if other alien supreme beings knew that the commotion just now was caused merely by a level 10 challenging level 11, they would likely be appalled. My human civilization has given birth to a remarkable existence. This thought suddenly emerges in the hearts of the remaining supreme beings. Wuxia World. Site. Co. Chapter 849 Soaring Comprehension Speed. Please subscribe. HTML in the center of the twisted time-space. I have met the 9 supreme beings. Lin Yuan slightly bowed to show respect. After stepping into the 11th level, Lin Yuan immediately came to meet the supreme beings. After all, during the breakthrough, the 9 supreme beings had been shielding his aura. The 11th level's impact on the ultimate, with or without the protection of the supreme beings, was different. Especially since Lin Yuan did not impact the ultimate. He never attempted the ultimate leap, and there existed a possibility of interference during the breakthrough. No need for this. I believe it won't be long before our human civilization establishes the 10th evolution tower. The ancient power supreme being spoke. Human civilization currently had 9 evolution towers, corresponding to the 9 supreme beings. The 10th evolution tower signified the birth of the 10th supreme being in human civilization. Entering the 11th level and being evaluated by the ancient power supreme being in such a manner showed the importance placed on Lin Yuan. To a certain extent, the ancient power supreme being already regarded Lin Yuan as the future supreme being. Compared to the supreme beings, I still have a long way to go, Lin Yuan immediately said. The more he cultivated, the more Lin Yuan felt the gap between the 12th and 11th levels. The two were not on the same level of existence at all. Even if the 11th level was stronger, it could only live in the river of time. Even if it could briefly leap up, it would eventually fall back. And the 12th level? It completely broke free from the restraints of the river of time, standing on the bank overlooking countless river life struggles. The difference between the two was not just a chasm in realm and strength, but also entirely different mindsets. Do not belittle yourself. If even you cannot step into the 12th level, then neither our human civilization nor the 10,000 races of the cosmic starry skies will produce a 12th level, the ancient power supreme being said. Walking the path of evolution requires appropriate humility, but also confidence. The other 8 supreme beings nodded slightly. Through the commotion of Lin Yuan's breakthrough to the 11th level, they vaguely speculated on how profound the foundation of this galaxy master was. Tearing open the cosmic space rift and welcoming the arrival of the chaos void origin was entirely based on one's circumstances. No one could fake this aspect. Lin Yuan, with his 10th level realm, tore open the cosmic space rift that was no smaller than those torn open by the 11th level perfect beings impacting the ultimate. Given his realm was not as high as the latter, the space rift he finally tore was the same, meaning Lin Yuan surpassed the 11th level perfect beings in other respects. This was what most shocked the 9 supreme beings of human civilization. The supreme being is correct, Lin Yuan immediately said. However, he couldn't help but mutter in his heart. What he meant was that compared to the supreme beings, he was still far behind merely in terms of combat strength. Now, Lin Yuan's combat strength greatly exceeded the 11th level perfect. Even an 11th level perfect holding a supreme weapon could barely save their life in front of Lin Yuan. But compared to a true 12th level being, Lin Yuan lacked any confidence. Firstly, Lin Yuan's greatest advantage was the 6th realm space-time rules comprehension, and most 12th level beings basically had this comprehension. The 11th level perfect impacting the ultimate, as long as they succeeded in the end, would smoothly land and experience the sure touch, mostly comprehending the 6th realm space-time. This was also why the 6th realm space-time was called the threshold of the 12th level. Having no advantage in space-time fusion comprehension, and even a disadvantage, his physical body and soul also couldn't compare to the supreme beings. As for his inner world? The supreme being's inner world transformed into an inner universe, spanning tens of thousands to 100,000 light-years, still incomparable to Lin Yuan. The only aspect where Lin Yuan could surpass ordinary 12th levels was his mind and willpower. With a spiritual index as high as 33,330,000 points, it was estimated that most supreme beings in the universe hadn't reached this level. The mind and willpower were undoubtedly important. Paired with any trump card, it could exert tremendous effect, but if it were just mind and willpower, the effect would be very limited. What Lin Yuan meant by that sentence was simple. At the current stage, he couldn't defeat the supreme beings. But to the ancient power supreme being's ears, he mistakenly thought Lin Yuan lacked confidence in stepping into the 12th level. In fact, Lin Yuan was quite confident in impacting the ultimate. Polishing himself at the 11th level, elevating many pillar-level fusion rules to the height of the 12th level. Even if he didn't comprehend the chaos rule in the end, Lin Yuan still had a substantial hope of impacting the ultimate. This hope stemmed not only from his solid foundation, but also from many external factors, like that heart of space-time. The ability to extend his stay in the River of Time's time had an against-the-odds effect, equivalent to forcibly elevating the possibility of stepping into the 12th level. Lin Yuan, your current strength? The Void God Ultimate Being looked at Lin Yuan and asked. With these words spoken, the other 8 Supreme Beings also looked at Lin Yuan. Probably stronger than the 11th level by some, Lin Yuan thought for a moment and answered truthfully. Some? How much stronger? The Void God Ultimate Being couldn't help but ask. There were 6 grades in the 11th level. Lin Yuan was stronger than which grade of the 11th level? About. Compared to me, 11th level perfect is like the 10th level compared to the 11th level, I suppose. Lin Yuan said, actually elevating the 11th level perfect as much as possible. In reality, the gap between 11th level perfect and Lin Yuan was only greater. Like the 10th level compared to the 11th level? The 9 supreme beings of human civilization fell into silence. Was this called only a bit stronger? The limit of a 10th rank evolver was to comprehend a certain pillar-level fusion rule at the 2nd realm. But 11th level perfect? Space-time 5th realm, involving many pillar-level fusion rules. Wuxia World. Site. Company. You're tuning in to the Wisdom Diary YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.